2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2. I'm adjusting my self. Oh, no, not myself. I'm adjusting my seating situation here. Okay. Let me just double check that I am actually streaming. I don't trust technology. It doesn't say I'm streaming. Am I streaming? I am streaming. Okay. I am streaming. No one's watching, but I'm streaming. It's late. It's late. I was worried it might be a little too late to stream, but this was the best time for me to stream on this particular day. I'm a bit of a night owl. Yeah, so 2013 rosters, we'll be going over that in this special episode of the 40-Year Sim. You're probably watching this after the stream, which is cool. This stream is basically gonna be like a standalone episode, or like, what was the last episode number? 283, I think. Might have been 283. This would be 283.5. Uh, yes, fuck you, Chris Paul. Okay. Yeah, for real. Well, you know what? The Lakers did win the championship in 2011. So, and they have a shot this year. They definitely have a shot in 2013. That's what's going to be fun these next couple of years is as Kobe Bryant gets older. He's already old, but in the sim. But as he gets really old, and Chris Paul starts to become like the number one guy, and that's really why I wanted to do the Chris Paul trade. It's because everyone covers the Chris Paul trade scenario, Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant, from the perspective of would they have won rings together? And in this sim, they've won one so far. But I'm curious about post Kobe. Like, what happens with Chris Paul, right? So that's what I'm interested in exploring because, the Lakers tanked, right? When Kobe was still on the team, they were playing really terrible in the mid 2010s, and then a couple of years after he retired. But when you have Chris Paul on your team, you're not doing that, right? So it's a little bit different. Anyway, so 2013 rosters, we'll check out a few opening day games, but not that many. I won't go too crazy. How many? So Cavaliers actually play at home. The champion Cavaliers play at home on opening day, which is great. So we have the ring ceremony. But how many games till we get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a hefty amount of games. Well, let's see. These are some pretty interesting teams here. We'll watch a little bit of these games. Maybe I know. I just want to get to the ring ceremony mostly, but we'll check out as much of these games as long as they're interesting. Uh, so yeah, yeah. So that's right, Jason. Thank you for popping up. You guys are actually how many people are in the stream right now? All right, let me get into the thing. Okay, so yeah, they're in here. Sonics and the Vipers. I decided to go with that logo, the Vipers logo. I can't. It'll cancel if I try to press X. What I'll do is I'll just pretend that I'm adding another team, just to show you what the logo we went with for in the court, in the jersey, and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, this isn't this season, of course. So let me explain that too. So these are pending expansion. So what I did was I put them in the system, right? So that in the following off season, 2K is going to ask if we want to add expansion teams because these two expansion teams are right here. They're pending expansion. So, and of course, we'll say yes, and we'll move on with the expansion, which is going to be really fun. It's going to be really interesting after this season to see, we're going to have some protected players, but then we're going to have a lot of players on the 30 teams go joining these expansion teams, right? And that's going to be a fun process. I hope I can do a live stream of that. It's way more fun to do a live stream of that, I think. Especially because there's a lot of players that we know by now. And yeah, these logos are pretty awesome. I like the Sonics logo. I feel like the Sonics maybe we'll go through like at least one branding change, one or two, because there's just so many. There's so many to choose from. The Vipers, there's a lot of corny. There's a lot of corny Vipers logos. I like this one a lot. There's like a '80s feel to it. It reminds me of like when the sim just started. You know what I mean? It has like that kind of like I don't know. It has a quality to it that makes me feel like an '80s quality to it. I don't know, but it's like with a modern flair. But let me just show you what it looks like for those who don't know. I don't know how many people are in the stream, and it doesn't really matter. I'm happy for those of you who are here. Okay, so it's kind of like this, although I used this one. CGL3. Yeah, so the jerseys look pretty dope. We got the Las Vegas. I really like the lettering on those jerseys, and then yeah, the logo is awesome, and then the court looks like it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm really looking forward to play on this court. And what else is going to be interesting is because we're going to have two expansion teams coming in the West, we're going to have to decide who's going East. I think what most people mention, it's the Wolves. Most people say put the Wolves in the East. That way you have Wolves playing the Bucks. You have that rivalry. You have the Bulls, right? We'll probably do that. Detroit. So I don't even pay attention to divisions, but I guess they would be in the Central. I think that makes sense. So the Wolves would be in the Central Division. And then Southwest, I guess Las Vegas would be there. And then obviously Northwest, you got the Sonics. So yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, you could do Memphis, you could do New Orleans, moving them to the East, but I think I get it. I get why a lot of people. I've checked forums and stuff on this stuff. Yeah. Well, what happens is you move because there's 15-15, so you add the Wolves to the East, and there's 16, and then there'd be 14 here. So then you have Las Vegas and Seattle being 15 and 16 teams in the West. So it's kind of weird. The math is kind of weird, but that's how that works. All right, let's not get that's the expansion teams. That's next off season. But I wanted to show you that I have put them in there. They are here, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's go over rosters because there are definitely some big changes, but there's not that many trades. But the trades that did happen are pretty big. Let me go to trades right here. Try not to spoil some free agent signings because it's pretty fun. So Darren Williams is going to the Nets with Gerald Wallace, setting up Paul Pierce and KG the following offseason. It's just I like that there's a natural end to the Celtics era with KG and Paul Pierce. It's just the best way to do it. If you remember when I had Larry Bird, and Kevin McHale in this sim, they wouldn't leave, right? They wouldn't retire for the longest time, and there really was no precedent because they both retired early in real life. So I kind of didn't know what to do with them. I didn't want to see Larry Bird on the team. I just couldn't see that, and I felt like it'd be wrong to have him be a free agent as well. So, although I've gotten, yeah, okay. Let me stay on topic. Andrew Bynum traded from the Lakers to the Kings. Why? Why would this happen? Very interesting. Lakers lose in the finals. They did something. What are the Lakers up to? We'll find out when we go over their team, and then you can see what the return was. Jameer Nelson, yeah, Gilbert Arenas to the Thunder. It felt like a change was due. Teaming up Gilbert Arenas, who's still playing really well. He's basically a Hall of Famer in this sim. And Kevin Martin going to the Thunder in exchange for Jameer Nelson, Mike Miller, and a couple of first-round picks. So that, yeah, the Wizards are kind of like they're pretty much kickstarting a rebuild of sorts, but I do want to see how good they could be with Jameer Nelson and Mike Miller. I still think they have a pretty decent roster. So, but it's going to be one of those situations where by the trade deadline, if the Wizards are underperforming, then maybe it's time to start more trades, more asset collecting as they start a rebuild. Yeah, so the Jazz get Vince Carter. Vince Carter is 35 years old at this point. Um, I remember when we did the rosters last time for the 2012 season, it was pointed out that there's no star. There was no star in the Jazz. Vince Carter's a star, an aging star. And they did get rid of Avery Bradley, which we'll see how much that impacts them. He's going to be a good young player, a good player in the league for a couple of seasons. That might sting, but the Jazz want butts and seats, and Vince Carter is still a very good player who's playing at a very high level. So, yeah, we'll get more into the Jazz when we check out the rosters. And then this was something I did in the last minute because if you saw the last episode, Damian Lillard got drafted by the Magic, and Goran Dragic was due for a big contract, so it didn't really make sense for the Magic to keep uh, Dragic, Dragic, and then Eric Gordon also has a big contract. Basically, at this point, I'm resetting the Magic with Dame, and then adding Chris Middleton and Valanciunas. I feel like the Magic have something interesting now, where they were kind of fumbling through a rebuild the last couple of years. Now I feel like there's something they finally have something, right? And I think could be really interesting to see Damian Lillard with a wing, right? Chris Middleton and Valanciunas, who is a really solid center. He's been a solid center for a decade now, still contributing a lot in the league. So that's a lot of fun. And then James Harden gets Dragic. And then you'll see he didn't keep Eric Gordon for long because I used Eric Gordon so that you'll see it up here, so that Trevor Ariza went to the Raptors because that worked in real life. Ariza and James Harden on the Rockets in real life, that worked out. I want the Raptors to be good. It's about time the Raptors were good. Let's get into the rosters now officially. I like doing it this way, generally, the rotation. So, Sixers, not much change here. Steph Curry's still here. Larry Hughes is 33 years old, but he's still putting up really, really solid supporting numbers. Still a nice 3-and-D guy. You got Rudy Gay here, who is putting fantastic numbers up himself. Kevin Love. His rebounding, look at his rebounding numbers, 12 rebounds a game last season. That's what you want to see out of Kevin Love. Steph Curry, 22 points. That's not bad for season 3. It'd be interesting to see if he keeps, if his points per game averages keeps skyrocketing. But by skyrocketing, I mean like 26, 27 points per game. Then you got Roy Hibbert still here. Not the most efficient player, but he's got to be. I feel like his impact defensively for this team is immeasurable. I think he's a big part of why this team really works, because when you have Hibbert and Kevin Love grabbing, he's averaging 9 rebounds a game, and you got Kevin Love 12. That's basically 21 rebounds a game between the two of them, right? So yeah, this team hardly any rebounds get past those guys. You got Al Harrington coming off the bench, getting 4 rebounds a game. Carlos Delfino they signed in free agency. It had to be free agency. He wasn't involved in a trade. So they signed Carlos Delfino in free agency. Decent shooter. I mean, he went crazy. 50% from three-pointer. And then you got Jamison Brewer still here. And it's funny, if you look at Basketball Reference, he did nothing in the league, but he's been a solid player in this sim. It's kind of fun that he's kind of carved a niche. He's not like a star. He's just a solid role player in this league, and I'm all for that. Patrick O'Brien too. We'll see what this guy's up to. He's been in the league, bouncing around the league for a while. Give him a shot to get some minutes. And then you got Steve Blake. Steve Blake is their backup point now. I can't remember who their backup point was last season, but they're gone. Eventually, I want to see Marshawn Brooks and Justin Holiday in the rotation. If not this season, then next season. I think maybe we'll see more Holiday. I know Justin Holiday had a couple of solid years in the league. And then you got Mo Harkless but down here. And I think Mo Harkless in the next year or two, he should be contributing and probably Delfino probably leaves in the future, and then we'll see uh, Harkless in the rotation. Or yeah, you make a good point, Jason. They might need some more veterans. They got Alan Harrington here. He's 32, and they do have Larry Hughes, who, by the way, you might not remember, he won a championship in 2008 with the Suns. I forget that the Suns won a championship in this. I keep forgetting about that, but they already won it. Kind of felt like they really shouldn't have won it, but it is what it is. That was a strange playoffs. Strange playoffs. This is Sixers though. Yeah, I mean this team they they had a crazy first half of the season. Then they kind of came down to earth a little bit second half of the season. Still won 58 games though, and they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So they're definitely a team that can get back to that point. But can they surpass the Cavaliers? It felt like there was a pretty sizable gap between those two teams last season. But Curry's getting better, Love's getting better, and that Love Hibbert front court is just that is a wall, right? The Bucks. The Bucks still got Luke Ridnour. They got Ginobili, Luol Deng, Dirk Nowitzki. Cole Aldrich is now their starting center. They were able to get Nick Batum away from the Sixers. My hope was that I was originally going to have him be the starter, but then Luol Deng, I couldn't really find another place for him. He was a free agent. I couldn't really find another place for him, so I just had him re-sign with the Bucks. I'm sure as we go through these rosters, you might find out like, oh, Luol Deng could have went there, and you're probably right. But I am kind of like, I don't want to say I'm over this Bucks team, but we're kind of winding down, right? We're kind of winding down in this era with Dirk and Ginobili and Deng, who's only 27 too. So it'd be nice to have Deng have a solid tenure with somebody else, but I just don't see a place for him that makes sense right now, anyway. But yeah, Luke Ridnour, okay point guard for them. He did all right. I think with him, because Penny was a pretty big contributor scoring wise, and I think Luke Ridnour being kind of more of a facilitator, um, and Ginobili, you see his assist numbers at 7.5. You got, but you see Dirk's points really went up last season without Penny Hardaway. So I'm really interested to see if he stays at that level, because without Penny now Dirk is getting more of a scoring load, and I think that's interesting. So you got Cole here, who is solid in the sim so far. Let's see, can Cole do this, but at 33 minutes per game. Can he do that? We'll see. Jared Bayless is still the backup point guard for them. He's been fine. Aaron Aflalo, Marcin Gortat. I feel like Gortat's slowly making his way towards becoming a starter in this league. I definitely want to see that for him because he was a starter in the league in real life for several seasons. Then you got Draymond Green back down here. I was debating whether or not Draymond Green would stay a Buck, but we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes in the next season or two, whether it makes sense to keep him on the bus because Dirk is 34 years old, but is Dirk how many more years does Dirk have in this league? Or could Draymond be the small forward, right? He really only plays power forward, but in this particular lineup, with Dirk at power forward, could Draymond move to small forward? Maybe, right? So I want to see how it works. I want to see how it works with Draymond here. So yeah, yeah, he's a Buck. So that was I worked it out. Tyson Chandler got traded to the Rockets. The Rockets had a draft pick. I think they had a Nets draft pick or something like that they gave to the Bucks. And the Nets were bad last year. I think that's how that went. You got Markieff Morris here. He should be getting minutes at this point. Boban. I also want to see Boban starting to get minutes somehow. And see, this is where the two expansion teams are really going to come into play because these guys are they should be getting minutes at this point, but it's getting hard because because injuries are off, so a lot of guys who maybe would have bounced out of the league are still here contributing at a solid level. So, but then guys like Markieff Morris and Maranovic are kind of at the end of benches, right? Just kind of sitting there twiddling their thumbs. So, but yeah, solid team. We'll see if they can stay. I think they won 54 games last season. We'll see if they can stay at that level. Yeah, Markieff to Seattle, man. You never know. Uh, Wizards, Jameer Nelson. So you got Mike Miller, you got Meta World Peace, who's getting up there in age, 32 years old, still wearing number 69. He was traded mid-season last season to the Wizards. So but he's still here. You got Channing Frye, you got Yao Ming, you got Jamal Crawford coming off the bench, Wang Zhiji, William Avery, Chris Douglas Roberts, Steve Novak, Al-Farouq Aminu, Davis Bertans. I don't know. They're all right. I love Yao Ming. I love Yao Ming. They're okay. That's kind of where they're at. And it might be determined that maybe Mike Miller belongs somewhere else. Maybe Channing Frye belongs. They have a lot of assets. They could collect a lot of assets. Some of these guys if they decide to fully go ahead with a tank. So, yeah. And Yao Ming, yeah. My regret with Yao Ming is he hasn't really had many All-Star appearances. How many All-Stars is he about? Two. Yeah, I'm gonna try and as long as his numbers are solid, I'm gonna try and force him in the All-Star. Because for some reason 2K just doesn't respect him that way. But look at his numbers. He's 17 and 10. Solid efficiency. Look at free throws, 97%. Come on. But it's going to be, I'm going to have to, it feels like 7 All-Stars is the threshold to make it to the Hall of Fame. So that's 5 more seasons. I don't know. I don't know if he can make it. I don't know if he can make the All-Star. I screwed that up. Oh, well. But yeah, Wizards are okay. They could be a 40-win team, 42-win team. I don't know about anything more than that, though. But that's okay because they're also asset collecting if you look at their future draft picks. They gave up their I don't remember why. Oh, I don't I forget why. I forget why the Bobcats had their 2013 pick. So I guess don't tank. Yeah, the Wizards should not tank this year because they have the Bobcats have their unprotected pick, so they have a reason not to tank this year. Okay, good to know that now. Good to know that now before I start thinking about shutting them down. Okay, that was good. That was a good thing that I checked that. All right, Bulls. So they got Ricky Rubio, Jason Richardson, Corey Maggette. David Lee is now their starting power forward. Chris Kaman at center. Michael Petras, Mike Dunleavy, Stromile Swift, Alexei Ajinka. Ish Smith is now their backup point guard. Got DeJuan Wagner, and then some guy, Kyle Quinn. I love me some Kyle Quinn. We'll see. Again, another guy who I hope to see make a rotation when there's 32 teams. And same thing with Garrett Temple. He's been a 3-and-D guy, or at least a 3-point. More 3 than D, right? I don't know much about his defensive game, but I know he can. I've seen him make threes before in real life. But yeah, this is the Bulls team. They're also kind of a team that feels like they're kind of on the downslope, even though they have Ricky Rubio. But they've been consistently pretty solid. That's true. That's true. Yeah, Patrick Ewing Jr. on the Bulls is just, yeah, that's how could that happen? But yeah, the Bulls. Yeah, that's interesting that they 53 and 29 the last 3 seasons. But I think last season they made it to second round. But they're one of those teams that just can't really take that next step beyond just being, good, right? So they're just kind of stuck in this being good phase. But they have Ricky Rubio, who's still 23. He's kind of like their young star that they've gotten behind. They got rid of Elton Brand for a younger David Lee. Chris Kaman's only 30. Maggette's 32. Jay Rich is only 31. He's been in the league forever, but he's only 31, so they're not that old actually. It just feels like they're old. So yeah, they could win 50 games again. They have the team, but they're probably not a team that's going to go very far. So that's the Bulls. Cavaliers, no real reason to make that many changes here. Mike Bibby is back as their starting point guard. Dwayne Wade at the two, LeBron James, Sean Marion, who I think has been really great for them at the as their stretch four, the power forward, and then of course Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, I didn't feel right having him only have two rings to retire. So now he has three rings. He could get a fourth ring, maybe even a fifth ring with this team. He's 36 years old. I mean, his accolades are insane. He just needs more rings. So we'll see if that could happen. Yeah. I mean, I felt when I went through these rosters last year, I did feel like Greg Oden. And as I was watching some of the Cavs games, it just felt like Greg Oden wasn't really jazzing me up, you know. And Tim Duncan is like a holy shit move, right? We needed a holy shit move last year, and Tim Duncan was that move. So I had that vibe where it's like, there's no, we need something that's like holy shit, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Tim Duncan. That's crazy. Ricky Davis coming off the bench, John Lucas the third, Anthony Tolliver, Amir Johnson, some solid bench guys. I think we're sticking with the nine-man rotation. And once again, Patty Mills, I do want him like to do stuff in this sim. Joe Ingles, right? He's just kind of here. Greg Monroe is just kind of here. These guys need to see minutes on the Sonics or the Vipers. So, yeah, that's especially why we need 32 teams. So, but yeah, Super Cavs could easily repeat. They could win 70 games. We haven't seen a team win 70 games since I want to say the 86 Lakers in the sim. So I'm wondering if they can do that. The Celtics, you got Jeff Teague. You got Ben Gordon at the two. Ray Allen is no longer on the Celtics. Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Emeka Okafor. Tim Thomas is now in the Celtics. He was on the Cavs. He won his ring with the Cavs and decided to get another payday, a mini payday with the Celtics. Randy Foye. Marco Bellinelli has made a rotation, which I'm happy about. He's finally did he do much last year? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, he's pretty solid, pretty damn solid. Mick Roberts, but these guys, Chris Humphries is here. I don't know if he married to Chris. I think he would be married to Kim Kardashian at this point, actually. Huh. Who cares? Sam Dillenbear, Festus Ezeli's here. Thomas Robinson. Yeah. Celtics they're okay again. They're aging, and this is really. I'll say it right now. This is the end of an era. This season is the end of the KG Paul Pierce era. We're gonna get the Nets. Go back and check. What was it? Sports Illustrated cover. Nets 2014 was it? Right. That was. I just have so much. That was a fun time. Yeah. There's a Sports Illustrated cover with Paul Pierce, Darren Williams, Brooke Lopez, Kevin Garnett, and Joe Johnson with Jason Kidd as the coach, and it says who wants a piece of them, and then they won 44 games. So I can't wait. I can't wait for 2014, but we gotta get through this season first because I want the Nets to sign away their future with those two guys. But maybe it turns out better in this sim. I don't know, but yeah. So this is kind of an end of an era for the Celtics. We'll see how it goes with Ben Gordon. It's a little twist having him here instead of Ray Allen. That's the Celtics, and then we have the Clippers with John Wall, Quentin Richardson, James Posey, Blake Griffin, Brooke Lopez, Avery Bradley, Carlos Arroyo, Danilo Gallinari, J.J. Hickson, Rafe LaFrance, Ramon Sessions, and then you got Terrence Ross here. You got Evan Fournier down here again. There's just too many. They need minutes in the next year or two. I see Bradley eventually taking over at the two guard, and I see Gallinari by next year, or maybe even by the end of the season. It's probably going to be Bradley here, Gallinari here. But for now, This is the starting five. We'll see how it goes. I think they won 32 games last season. Um, yeah, and for some, I feel like this should work. Brooke Lopez, Blake Griffin. Some reason it didn't really work out last year with Andre Iguodala, he only had 1 year left on his deal, and then Vince Carter. It just didn't make sense to keep him if the Clippers were going to suck with him, right? So, but hopefully John Wall keeps getting better. Blake Griffin keeps getting better. I want to see more Clippers games. We got to see more Blake Griffin. It's season year 4 now. We need to see more Blake Griffin this season. I've decided just now. We got to see more dunks, man. Got to see more wild Blake Griffin dunks. Okay, that's the Clippers. The Hawks. I don't know. Drew Holiday, Danny Green, Hedo Turkoglu, Derek Favors, Greg Oden, Jason Terry, Haddadi, Marvin Williams, Desmond Mason, Alec Burks, Bonzi Wells, and then some guys down here. But they're all right. They're probably just below the Wizards and Bulls, right? I'm really curious to see Drew Holiday as a starter now and Danny Green side by side. I think that could be a fun backcourt. Turkoglu's still here. He's 33. He's on a really bad contract too. He's got like 4 years left in his deal. So that's going to be something that they're probably going to want to get off of if you go here. Yeah, Turkoglu. Yeah, it's not that, but it's a lot still. It's still kind of bad. They're paying Turkoglu for the next 4 years, and he's 33. So they probably might want to trade him at some point, unless they end up being really good. But Turkoglu, he had such a great stretch here, man. He's had some great seasons in the sim. Really can't believe it, but a lot of fun, unexpected. But you got Greg Oden here. Yeah, Turkey. He could be. He could go back to the lake. He could go back to the lake. He was there for a year, if you remember. He might go back. They got Jason Terry backup point. They got some nice guys. They got some nice players here, but yeah, I feel like they're like a step below the Bulls and the Wizards. But what for me, it's really about this backcourt. I want to see if this backcourt gels, because they do have like a solid foundation. Maybe a star becomes available, right? And if they had a real star here, they already have Greg Oden. They could really do some damage if they could, find somebody to take the place of Turkoglu or something like that. Then they also have draft picks because of that Tim Duncan deal, I think, right? They still have draft picks, right? Well, they got the Cavaliers first. They got all their own draft picks, so they got an extra first here. So, that could help. So that's the Hawks, though. Really curious to see Drew Holiday and Danny Green on that team. You got George Hill. This is the Jazz. George Hill, Vince Carter, P.J. Tucker, David West, Johan Petro. Is interesting choice at center. Paolo Prigioni, Joseph Forte, John Henson, Robin Lopez. I feel like Robin Lopez probably should be the starter in this team, right? Victor Criapa, Jill Green. I don't know about this team. We'll see. David West has been really good in the sim, though. David West had a great season last year. Vince Carter put up solid numbers despite the Clippers being bad. And George Hill has been a really good point guard in this sim. PJ Tucker had his best season yet as a pro. He's getting better. Petro's fine. Bench isn't all that great. But the West is kind of weak. I don't know. They might still be able to win enough games to make the playoffs. Yeah, they're very maybe. They're in the maybe category as far as playoff contenders, but they're trying their best. Kings. Eric Bledsoe's now their starting point guard. I wanted to get Bledsoe starting because it's year 2 with him, or he was drafted in 2010. And he's barely played, so it was time to. It's time to see what Eric Bledsoe's got to show for us. We still got now Lakers coach J.J. Redick still on the Kings. You got Richard Jefferson still here. Nick Collison is now their power forward. Andrew Bynum is now their starting center. Taj Gibson's here. Marty Collins. Daniel Hackett. Haslam is here. Shane Battier. The bench is starting to. It's not that great down here. It's not great down here. Aging guys, a lot of aging guys. Yeah, the Kings are pretty solid last year. They were a playoff team, and could they make the playoffs again? I think it depends on Bledsoe. How good is he going to be this year? Nate Robinson kind of wasn't very efficient last year, and he was due for a big contract. And it just made sense to keep Eric Bledsoe, and I want to see how he does in the sim. So that's what I'm curious about with the Kings. I'm curious about Bledsoe. All right, Knicks. Kirk Heinrich still here. Joe Johnson, Camille Anthony, Pau Gasol, DeAndre Jordan, Tony Allen, Leandro Barbosa, Omar Cook, Andre Blatch, Tiago Splitter, and then some guys. Satoransky's down here. What is this guy doing getting minutes on this team? Let's fix that right now. And let me do okay. That's good. Okay. Yeah. Pretty solid team last year. They lost in the first round though. So there's a bit Knicks should start feeling nervous that they haven't made it past the first round yet with Carmelo Anthony and Pau Gasol and Joe Johnson. So solid playoff team, sure, on paper. They'll make the playoffs, but it's time for a deep run. Who's the weak link? Is it Kirk Heinrich? It might be. His numbers aren't that great, shooting wise. But he's been kind of for the longest time he was kind of the glue, right? Because he doesn't really need to score. So that allows Joe Johnson to score, Carmelo Anthony to score, Powell, and now they got DeAndre Jordan here. So, like, if I were to replace Kirk Heinrich, it would have to be someone of a similar type, just maybe someone more efficient. So, we'll see if there's something like that out there. But for now, they're sort of running it back. I think they're missing Lamar Odom. We'll find out where he went, but he's getting kind of old anyway. But yeah, the Knicks all playoff team, just like Jason said. Okay, Lakers. There's Lamar Odom. So you got Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom, Boris Diaw, and Dwight Howard is now on the Los Angeles Lakers. That is why they traded away. Yeah, they traded away Andrew Bynum to make room in their cap space for Dwight Howard. They got Josh Howard, Brandon Haywood, Eddie Gill, Adam Morrison's here, Ronnie Price. A tight 8-man rotation when you have Dwight Howard, Kobe Bryant, and Chris Paul on your team. That's a lot of money. That means there's not much money for role players. So they're kind of thin, but man, I mean, Dwight Howard 96, Kobe Bryant 96, Chris Paul 98. I mean, they're definitely top heavy, and yeah, I'm really excited to see if this works because Lamar Odom is still performing at a pretty high level for a role player, a high level role player, I guess you could say. And when you have Chris Paul, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, you need just role players, right? You need guys who don't really need the ball that much. So that is kind of the idea here. So yeah, they're going to be a lot really fascinating this year. And they're kind of entering this phase, this three, what do you call it? The three man, what the fuck am I trying to say? the triple team, the super team era. What is wrong with me? Okay, that's the Lakers. Baron Davis on the Mavs. You got Ronnie Stuckey's over here. Caron Butler, Charlie Villanueva, Eddie Griffin, Tyreek Evans has been relegated to the bench. What happened? What happened? Okay, whatever. Jared Jeffries, Raymond Felton, Jan Mahimni, Chris Mim. They almost made the playoffs last year. That they were kind of a surprise too, almost making the playoffs. Now they got Baron Davis, who was stuck on the Raptors, who were terrible last year. We'll see if he can have a. Well, this is Baron Davis's last shot, because he wasn't really winning with the the Hornets. Not really winning with the Raptors. He had really solid season with the Pistons. But yeah, I mean, it really depends. They could make the playoffs, but it depends. It really depends. We'll have to see if that works out for them. The Nets, the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, did I Are any of these courts different? I don't think so. I think all these courts are the same. Nearly forgot. Because I wanted to show you guys some of the new courts. There's only like three, but okay. So the Nets are going to be solid. Darren Williams, the Wizards, the Bulls. There's some teams that should be a little bit nervous because the Nets are good now. Darren Williams, Klay Thompson, who had a fantastic rookie campaign. Uh, Jared Wallace is here now. His numbers he's kind of been declining a little bit, but that's okay. He's part of he's a trade piece. Just think of Jared. He's just a trade piece, you know. Serge Ibaka though, Pekovic, Tyrus Thomas, Brandon Jennings coming off the bench, Sean Livingston, Darius Miles, Tristan Thompson, Eaton Thomas, Jonathan Bender, Torian Green. Yeah, this is a fun. This is going to be a fun pre KG and Paul Pierce season. It's going to be fun to see what this team looks like. And then, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. My idea is to get rid of Jared Wallace and Ibaka in place of KG and Paul Pierce. In fact, the fact that they have Ibaka, they might be able to. Maybe they don't have to give up as many draft picks to get uh, those two Celtic stars. But with Danny Ainge, the GM of the Celtics, you know, he's going to want to fleece. He's going to want to fleece the Nets as best as he can. So, and the Nets have. Let me check their assets here. They got some. Yeah, they got a Celtic. Oh, they got a Celtic. So they can give the Celtics back their own pick. But so yeah, the Nets have plenty of draft picks to trade to get Paul Pierce and KG. But for now, this season, we'll see if they can get back to being a playoff caliber team. Right? I think they could definitely do that. I think Darren Williams and Klay Thompson is a fascinating backcourt. You know, I feel like their styles complement each other. And then Gerald Wallace, Ibaka. It's really this front court. We'll have to see if Pekovic can be anything noteworthy, right? So, but the Nets are good. And let's check out the court. I mean, it's pretty much their court what they have now. I think it's kind of what they have now. I was trying to remember. Oh, did I say 10 years? Oh man, 10 years of what? They haven't had their 10-year anniversary. That's not accurate. Ah, man. Do I have to change that? I'll do that. I'll do that offline. I really don't care. It's fine. We'll just pretend the 10 stands for something else or something. I don't know. Because I like the court. The court otherwise is pretty awesome, right? It's just a stupid... Oh, I can get rid of that, can't I? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'll spend like literally a minute on this and then I'll just give up if I can't figure it out. But you got to design arena, design floor. Damn it, why does that happen? With some teams that happens. I can't believe that stuff. Like if you go to Mavericks, design arena, design floor. Yeah, what the hell? It's like they don't even have a floor. This is the crap I've been dealing with for nearly 2 years. Whatever. Maybe there might be a cool Brooklyn Nets court without the 10. Shit. Let me just spend like 2 seconds. Never mind. Well, I'll worry about that offline. I'm not gonna bore you with that right now. All right. Nuggets. You got Derrick Rose, Kyle Korver, finally a starter in this league. Wilson Chandler, Julian Wright, Nene, Martell Webster, Nate Robinson, Byron Mullins, Marcus Morris, who I feel like will eventually become their starting power forward. You got Austin Rivers here, Rip Hamilton. And these are just bench guys. But yeah, Austin Rivers going to get some minutes as a rookie, and Marcus Morris is finally going to get some minutes. They got quite a few unproven guys, and you got Nate Robinson, who I feel like he's best served as a backup point. He tried. I mean, he did help the Kings go to the playoffs, but I just feel like he's probably. I know he backed up Derrick Rose in real life, didn't he? So I feel like it makes sense. So yeah, this team, they made the conference finals last year. Could they do that again? Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something that we need to keep an eye on. Is there a chance to make an upgrade here before the trade deadline to really solidify their status in the West? That's another question. I mean, we have to figure that out as the season progresses. That's the Nuggets, though. The Pacers. Rajon Rondo, J.R. Smith, Kawhi Leonard, Amari Stoudemire, Al Horford, Danny Granger, Jared Dudley, Ty Lawson, Vucevic, sorry, Xavier Henry. Then you got Corey Joseph down here, Jeremy Lamb. This team is pretty damn sick, folks. I feel like you want to. They're not young. Kawhi Leonard is the young one, 21 years old. But you got 26-year-old Rondo. You got 29-year-old Stoudemire. Horford's 26. Yes, for the love of God, make the playoffs. Granger could be a guy. I feel like it's awkward that Granger is not the starting small forward, but Kawhi's got to be the starter, right? I mean, come on, who are we fooling? But I could see Granger. Wasn't there a team with a weak small forward that I was talking about before? Who was it? Who had the weak small forward? Kings? Was it the Kings? No, they have Richard Jefferson. Was it the Jazz? Yeah, maybe the Jazz could use Danny Granger. Maybe the Hawks, although the Pacers wouldn't want Turkoglu. So yeah, but I want to see. But if Granger is contributing to them in a big way, and if they're winning a lot of games, we'll just leave. We won't touch anything. I won't touch. If the Indiana Pacers are good, I am not touching shit. All right, this is the team. But if there's fixes that need to be made, They're gonna make the playoffs. They have to. It really makes no sense at this point. Stop this. Stop this madness, 2K. You know they're a playoff team. Stop fooling us. So that is my little rant there. Pistons are also a pretty solid ass playoff team. Kyle Lowry, Courtney Lee, DeMar DeRozan, who 84. When did he really start to? Is that low for him at this point, or is that about right? He's only in his what? He's gonna be in his fourth season. I'm trying to check out Basketball Reference as I do this. Season 4. Okay, he was an all-star by season 5, so I got to make sure he's. I feel like he's not. He should be a little bit higher, maybe, but maybe he's fine. Chris Bosh, though, Kristich, Duhan, Matt Bonner, Nick Young, Swaggy P, this guy, Jamario Moon, yeah, Evan Turner way down here. Again, this is a guy who should be in a rotation. Kent Bazemore. So yeah, they made the playoffs last year. There's no reason why they can't make it again. And I'm going to monitor the DeRozan situation. He's been putting up pretty solid numbers, though. He's not scoring enough, though, isn't he? Yeah, he was scoring like 18 points per game by now. That feels like I should fix that. Okay, but you know what? That's good that I know that now. Okay, that's the Pistons, though. They're looking pretty damn good. The Rockets, I don't know. They got McGrady, but what else is here? Tyson Chandler. You got Mo Williams now as their starting point guard. Trace McGrady. It's kind of that's not the best backcourt pairing. I don't know. Luke Ibamute, who's been pretty solid in this sim, but he's their small forward. Chris Wilcox, Tyson Chandler, Omar Ashik. It's about time he got some. He's been in the league for this long and he's done nothing. So yeah, Pavlovich, DJ Augustine, Glenn Davis, Big Baby starting to. He hasn't really done anything in the league yet, but now he'll have actual minutes. Steven Jackson's still here. Thornton, Kenyon Martin is probably not going to, get any minutes. Mozgov, or should I say Mozgod, he should get minutes at some point too. Yeah, I'm just starting to. It's starting to get on my nerves seeing this, but that's why we need two expansion teams. Yeah. Houston are definitely they were a 1 seed last year. I don't think they'll be a 1 seed this year. I feel like they might even slip all the way out of the playoffs unless Tracy McGrady goes absolutely nuts, and he has gone nuts before. So that is one thing to keep an eye to remind ourselves, because Mo Williams not much of a scorer. Imamute, Wilcox is all right. He's their second option, I guess. Tyson Chandler. So McGrady, it's the McGrady show once again, but he's 33 years old. So can he put up the numbers that he was putting up pre-Steve Nash? And can they stay in the playoff race that way? It's a good question, and we'll find out in the season. Spurs, kind of like the Pacers. Could we stop this? Could you guys make the damn playoffs? Russell Westbrook, Deshaun Stevenson, Gordon Hayward, LaMarcus Aldridge, JaVale McGee, who is crushing it. Holy shit. Holy shit. Huge numbers. Aaron Baines, Jose Calderon, Lou Amundsen, Will Bynum, Andres Nocioni, and then some folks down here. Spurs should be good. Spurs should be good. I feel like their roster is better than the Jazz. Let's just go over that, right? Spurs roster better than the Rockets, I would say. Check it out. Nuggets, I feel like the Nuggets are okay. Nuggets probably a little bit better. I don't know. Mavericks better than the Mavericks. Definitely not better than the Lakers, although they have more depth. Kings probably a little bit better than the Kings. Jazz, Clippers. I feel like my point is this: the Spurs need to make the damn playoffs, and they should be like a 50-win team if we're gonna be honest. So yeah, they should come alive this season. I expect it. I want it. I want that to be good. I hope they're good. LaMarcus Aldridge, 89. That's about right, right? LaMarcus Aldridge, 89. I think that's about right. Yeah, Spurs. Come on, guys, get it together. Suns. So the Suns, they had a court change, a jersey change. I associate with this jersey and their court with the bad Suns period, and I think that's about right because other than Tony Parker, they got Salim Sotomayor who's been kind of crushing it in the sim, even though he only played for like 2 seasons in real life. You got Paige Stojakovic, she's still hanging in there, at age, what was it, 35. Yeah, the uniforms are pretty cool, but they lost a lot. They lost a lot of games wearing those uniforms. Ryan Anderson, it's about time for him to get some minutes as a stretch four. Eddie Curry's here, who's been pretty damn good in this sim. Wesley Matthews, who what is this bullshit? What is this? He never shot that bad, right? He is not that bad of a shooter. Sometimes that really bugs me when that happens, and I have to try to fix it. I try to fix their tendencies, and it's just annoying. That shit is annoying to have to deal with. What's interesting with the Suns, though, you got Harrison Barnes down here, rookie. You got Myers Leonard. You got Chandler Parsons, who hasn't done anything yet. You got Jay Crowder down here, Mirotic, who that's another guy who might land on the Sonics or the Vipers next year, and we'll start to really see him pop off because we know that he's a pretty damn good knockdown shooter, or he was for a couple of seasons. But yeah, the Suns, I don't think they're making the playoffs, guys. I don't think so. And then they have to wonder, does Tony Parker leave? Do they have to trade Tony Parker? I mean, in real life, Tony Parker was on the Spurs for almost entire career. Then I think he was on the Charlotte Hornets for 1 season. But could he, I don't know. We'll have to see if there's a team that it would make sense for Tony Parker to go to. A team that has a lot of draft capital that could use Tony Parker's services. But until then, pretty solid court, right? I mean, this was pretty much the court, 2013 Suns. So it's a new era in Phoenix, even though Tony Parker's still here. Paige Stojakovic is still here, but they got a lot of interesting young guys here. So I'm curious to see how that works out for them. The Thunder. Steph Curry and Tony Parker? So Steph Curry at the 2, Tony Parker at the 1. Size-wise, I wonder if that would work. But yeah, I'll look into it. All right, so Thunder should be pretty damn good this season. Gilbert Arenas, Kevin Martin, Kevin Durant, Carlos Boozer, Andre Bargnani. If I feel like this is a team that should probably be where the Nuggets were last year, right? They should probably be in the conference finals, facing the Lakers. I feel like this is a conference finals team. We saw Gilbert Arenas. He had at least 2 runs with the Wizards where he took them to the finals, and then another season where he took them to the conference finals. So he definitely has it in him in this sim. Kevin Durant is an absolute sniper. He is just freaking crushing it. Each season he's getting a little bit better. So he might be MVP this year. I could see that happening. Yeah, Hilton Armstrong, Bobby Brown, Derek Williams, Carl Landry's here, Kufos, Reggie Jackson finally getting minutes. And then you got some guys down here. But yeah, I mean, with KD getting heavy minutes, give it Arenas, Kevin Martin being a sniper as well from deep. Carlos Boozer, really efficient power forward, and Bargnani is still pretty damn solid. He's been pretty solid in this sim. Not quite the punchline or the joke that he was in real life. He's been pretty solid. So yeah, this is definitely a team that could. They feel like the second best of the West. We have a couple more West teams to look at, but I feel like they are the second best of the team in the West. So, Trailblazers. You got Delonte West is now on the Trailblazers. And remember Terry, what's his face? Jason Terry is now on the Hawks. So Delonte West now on the Blazers. It was sick of losing in the Wolves, or the Wolves were a sinking ship. He wanted out. And Delonte West has been awesome in the sim, which I find kind of heartwarming considering where he is at in his life these days. So I'm glad that he's, you know, been pretty cool in the sim. You got Ray Allen here. Ray Allen, 37 years old. I want to see Ray Allen wear number 34 for at least a couple of seasons before he retires. And I want to see him what he looks like on another team. And he also left the Celtics in real life around this time. I kind of regret. That's one of my regret. I feel like he really didn't have like his own. I wish he had his own team for a while before he became a champion. I don't know. I do kind of regret how Ray Allen's career. I mean, he's fine. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame and stuff, but kind of like Allen Iverson, it's like they had Hall of Fame careers, but he didn't have the same kind of career. And yes, yeah, Sharif Abdurrahim. There's just never been a reason to get rid of him. I mean, okay, I'll go over but like I want to show you the wins and losses over the last couple of seasons. Okay, so yeah, Sharif is here. Is he the greatest Blazer of all time? I think so. Greatest Blazer of all time. Could be better than Clay. He won a championship in '05. People forget. 9 All-Star appearances. Right? In real life, he had injury history, so I could buy this if he was never hurt. And he was in a good organization that took care of him. Right? I mean, when they won in '05, they had Rasheed Wallace. They had Rip Hamilton. They had Damon Stoudemire. That was a really good team. So, yeah, I mean, he's just been rock solid for a long time. I wonder where his. We'll check out his career numbers too. A little bit later. Paul Millsap, Joakim Noah, Jordan Farmar, Matt Barnes, Anderson Varejao, Dante. Their bench is not the greatest. Isaiah Thomas. Maybe he goes to Seattle next year. He's from Washington. Luis Scola, Jeff Taylor, Tony Roten. So, yeah, I feel like this is a pretty damn solid team. 50-win team. They could challenge the Thunder for second best in the West for sure. And yeah, I think two things I wanted to show you is like team history. I mean, if you look at, Sharif Abdurrahim, when should he have left? I mean, first few years they missed the playoffs, but then they have this solid run here. They win the championship. Oh, they win 60 games here. They win the championship here, and then they have a little bit of a decline. But now they're good again, and he's still on their team, right? 50 wins in 2011, 48 wins in 2012. There's just been no reason to get rid of Sharif Abdurrahim, so that's pretty fun. Pretty soon we'll see his number 2 as a retired number for the Blazers. I think it's a fun little quirk. But is he like? I want to see if he's in this career list. So obviously Michael Jordan is still number 1 in scoring. Kobe Bryant is in the top 5 now in scoring. Let's see if we can find Sharif Abdurrahim in some of these categories. I got David Robinson, Karl Malone, Kevin Garnett's in the top 10 in scoring now. Trace McGrady is right there. Penny Hardaway ended up being 16th. Larry Bird, Ewing, still in the top 20. Stephon Marbury in the top. No one wants to sign. He's still a free agent. No one wants to sign him. There's just no team where it really works. Jason Kidd's here. He's also not yet retired, but he's pretty much retired. He's declined too much. and he's still demanding a lot of money too. Ray Allen is here though. Ray Allen, despite the fact that I felt like his career wasn't really as fun as I wish it was, he's still in the number 22 in total points. Spreewell in the top 25. Allen Iverson 26. See, I feel like Allen Iverson was much higher in real life, right? I feel like that kind of sucks. Top 30. Barkley's here. Antonio McDyess. Alonzo Mourning. Tim Duncan's at 35. Dirk's here. Stackhouse is here. Here he is. There he is. Sharif Raheem. Top 40. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid for him. Steve Nash. But yeah, would he be in any other categories? 45 here. Let's see. What else? Oh, this is 3-pointers made. I don't think he would be in here. He wouldn't be in here. But it is interesting to see the 3-pointers made list. Reggie Miller. Oh, look at this. Reggie Miller at 3,606. Ray Allen is coming up on that record. You got Peja right here. You got Steve Nash right here. I doubt Curry is Curry. There's no way, right? There's no way he's in the top 100 yet. Is he? No, I don't think so. Did I miss him? No, he hasn't played enough seasons. Okay, but yeah, eventually I'm sure we'll see Steph Curry like way up here in a couple of seasons. But for now, it'll be fun to see if Ray Allen can surpass Reggie Miller this season. He definitely should be able to. And Stojakovic has a chance too. He's still starting in the league. So that's the Blazers, though. Yeah, Marbury. Let's see where he's at. So you got Michael Redd too. I gotta find maybe I could find a spot for him too. But he's asking for too much money, and he's 33, and no one has any cap space for this for Michael Harris. Devin Harris too. Might be able to find a spot for him as well. Marbury's at 88. He puts up the problem with Marbury is that he's been putting up great numbers the last few seasons, but his teams just lose. So I just don't think he's a winning player at this point in his career. Because he demands the ball so much. You kind of have to build a team around his talents. Yeah, maybe he can come off the bench for the Sixers or something like that. We'll see if that's something that's worth doing. But yeah, there's definitely I could definitely see Michael Redd having a role somewhere. But again, he's expecting $11 million. Now there is a way. I don't know if you guys are. There is a way to, like, if I just turn this off, negotiated contracts, I could put anybody anywhere. I've only done that once so far with Grant Hill to the Cavaliers a couple seasons ago. That's when I desperately trying to put somebody on a team. Like right now, I think I could put Michael Redd on any team I want right now, and I think he'd be there for a minimum. So I could do that. I really don't like doing that unless it's absolutely necessary, but it's there. All right. So that's the Blazers. Warriors are interesting because they now have Bradley Beal. So you got Darren Collison, Bradley Beal, Rashard Lewis, Jordan Hill, Ben Wallace, Telfair, Gene Lin, Damon Jones, Jarvis Hayes, Zaza, and then reserve guys. I feel like the Warriors are a team where I see them probably getting rid of Rashard Lewis and Ben Wallace at some point this season. Feels like a team that's due for just completely rebuilding, starting over. So we'll see if there's a route to do that. But it depends, because is there a team that really needs Rashard Lewis at this point? Ben Wallace could definitely be needed. Be used by somebody, definitely be of use. I mean, but yeah, with this is a solid backcourt here, young backcourt. Bradley Beal, 19 years old, so I kind of see the Warriors being a team building around this backcourt with younger players. So we'll see how that goes for them. And now we got to go to this team. We got to make sure this team is good this season because they're done. All right, you guys, you did enough. Kyrie Irving, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris as like the fifth option. Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, Lou Williams, Lance Stevenson, Thaddeus Young. This is absurd. Hassan Whiteside, Wayne Ellington, Pat, Michael Kidd Gilchrist can't even get minutes on this team. Mike Scott, who is still he was a really good role player for a couple of seasons. Jimmer Fredette's here because why not? Marquise Teague. This team is ridiculous. I don't even know. Like, uh, I feel like there's too many good. Like, does this work as a team? This is like a freaking 2016 Olympic team. This is an Olympic team for real. That happens to be a starting five. Yeah, I could see like Tobias Harris being like the last player selected on an Olympic team, maybe a couple of years ago. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, they should be pretty good. We need this to be good, and then we'll have to see if this really works long term. Um, I mean, Anthony Davis and Marcus Cousins, they were on the Pelicans for a couple of seasons. Uh, well, a season and a half, right? Barely. So we'll see if we'll get to see how this looks in real life, or I mean in this sim. We'll get to see how this looks in the sim, and then Butler and Irving together. I don't know. I guess they fit, right? I just feel like there's only one ball, you know. So we'll see if they click as a team, as a cohesive team. We'll see if they click. They could certainly make the playoffs, but they're still pretty young. Irving is 20. Butler's 23. Davis is 19. DeMarcus Cousins is 20. This is a very young team still. Tobias Harris is 20. They are very, very young. Lance Stevenson is 22. Thaddeus Young. They're so young. And well, they could certainly make the playoffs, but we'll see. They're going to be a fascinating team to watch, that's for sure. The Hornets, though, I don't know. They look okay, though. Kemba Walker, Josh Childress is here. Andre Karolinko is here. Jermaine O'Neal is now in the Hornets. Al Jefferson. I'm trying to spice them up a little bit, the best that I can. Tayshaun Prince coming off the bench. Rajah Bell, Earl Watson, JJ Barea. Fareed, again, another player. He should be getting minutes too. Deion Waiters. We'll see how this goes. That's all I have to say about the Hornets. We'll see how this goes. We gotta move on. Jeremy Lin is now the starter for the Magic. Got Wally Zerbiak at the 2. 35-year-old Wally Zerbiak, Travis Outlaw, Michael Beasley, Hashim Thabit. This team is Ersan Ilyasova, Johnny Flynn. But you got Dame here. You got Enes Kanter. You got Valanciunas here. Chris Middleton here. There's definitely the makings of an interesting team in Orlando. They're just not quite. It's going to be a process. So first, we need to see just how good Jeremy Lin is because he's had like no playing time so far. We need to see if Jeremy Lin can do enough to raise his drafts to trade value, and then the Magic can get more assets, and then start Dame and Middleton and Valanciunas. These guys are all still pretty young, 20 years old, 21 years old, 22 years old. They have time. But I do feel like that's the future, right? Dame, Valanciunas, Chris Middleton, that's the future of the Magic. And it's going to be about how they find the right pieces for their future. But for now, it's a Jeremy Lin show. That's going to be fun. I'm ready for some Lin sanity, that's for sure. Let's have that happen. The Wolves, Chauncey Billups, Monte Ellis, Jeff Green, DeJuan Blair, Andre Drummond, Sasa Vujacic, Rafer Alston, Mario Chalmers, Austin Day, and then you got some guys down here, Jerebko, who should see minutes probably at this point, JaMychal Green, Corey Brewer. They are okay. We'll see how Andre Drummond looks. That's going to be fun. Monte Ellis had a good season scoring. And yeah, I want to see Monte Ellis score a lot for like another season or two. Yeah, I mean, he needs to score for some team. He needs to be on a team somewhere, and you kind of have to build a team around Monte Ellis. It's like Stephon Marbury. You have to build a team for their talents. Otherwise, it doesn't quite work. So we'll see how this works for the Wolves, but they're probably not making the playoffs. The Raptors, Goran Dragic, James Harden, Trevor Ariza, Elton Brand. You got Andrews Biedrins. You got Jay Williams coming off the bench. You got Kendrick Perkins. Maybe Perk should probably maybe he takes over as starting center. Drew Gooden, C.J. Miles, or in Canada it's C.J. Kilometers. Tyler Zeller's here. Jonathan Simmons way down here. This feels like a playoff team to me. Dragic, sorry, had a really solid season last year. Harden is climbing each year. Trevor Ariza. I think this team could be really fun. This could be a really fun playoff team. It's about time. It's about damn time the Raptors make the playoffs. I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna do it. Them and the Pacers. It feels like this is it. This is when it happens for them. The Grizzlies. Have they reached their grit and grind final form? Have they? Mike Conley, Cephalosha, I think is a really interesting addition to this team. Paul George, their star. The guys. He improved a lot last year, efficiency wise and scoring wise. You got Zebo also. You got Marc Gasol. You got Eric Gordon coming off the bench. You got Stackhouse still here. I don't know if he might get cut if he has another. If he's underperforming, he might get cut. Radmanovich, OJ May is down here. Iman Shumpert. They have depth. I want to see Bojan Bogdanovic at some point. Hopefully he starts getting minutes. Angelica, I know he was a guy who got minutes. Uh, you know, in real life, a stretch four type guy. So yeah, the Grizzlies, I think they look pretty solid. We'll see how things go for them. They're in Memphis. Bobcats. Could they be a team that tries to get Tony Parker? They got an aging Jamal Tinsley. They got Brendan Roy, Andre Iguodala, Josh Smith, Andrew Bogut, Brandon Wright, Marquise Daniels, Andre Miller, J.R. Bremer, and then some bench guys here. James Johnson and Mark Carroll, they need minutes too at some point, somewhere, somehow. But yeah, their point guard rotation a bit underwhelming. 33-year-old Jamal Tinsley, 36-year-old Andre Miller. They got new uniforms. They got new logo, new court. They have assets. They could certainly. They have the assets to do a Tony Parker trade. So we'll see how things play out. But by December, if the Suns are underperforming and the Bobcats are also underwhelming, maybe it's time for Tony Parker to go to Charlotte, and be on the Bobcats. So, and this is their court now. This is it, guys. This is the last Bobcats court. They're going to be the Hornets in 2 seasons. I think they're here. They're Bobcats for 2 more seasons, and then it's time for the Charlotte Hornets 2.0. But I really like this Bobcats team in this sim. They'll change their name though. We're gonna change the name because it gets weird if you don't change the name. That's it though. Those are the rosters. What time is it? 11:35. Okay, 11:35 Eastern time. I wish I was in the. That's my one regret about not being in the West Coast anymore. It'd be only 8:30 now. But okay. So I don't know. We got Ray Allen on the Blazers. Vince versus Vince Carter. It's 2 old shooting guards going up against each other. Bulls, Knicks, Warriors. Bradley Beal on the Warriors could be fun to watch. McGrady without Steve Nash. Celtics. We got the new look Wizards, the Pistons with their big 3. The Bucks. Gilbert Arenas on the Thunder. Russell Westbrook and the Lakers with their big 3. And then finally opening night. So let's do it. Let's try to get through these games. As we'll do a couple possessions in the first quarter just to see them, and then we'll see if the fourth quarters are any interesting. So Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it. So we got the Blazers, the Delonte West and Ray Allen on this team with Sharif Durahim and Paul Millsap versus Vince Carter and the Jazz. Let's do it. Let's see how this looks. Got to skip through some stuff first before we really get into it. Okay, yeah.
It is a thrill to be here for what should be an exciting opening night game. Greg, are you feeling any first game jitters?
Okay, let me make sure the camera. Okay, there you go.
Hard not to, Kevin. I mean,
all right.
In this place
so we got Vince Carter
electric.
passing to David West. He got blocked. Who did he get blocked by?
Following the miss by David West.
Oh, that was Millsap. Here's Ray Allen as a Blazer.
Over to the left wing.
Millsap guarded by Petro. Nice defense by Petro.
And it's Utah's ball.
Vince Carter on the Jazz. It's kind of fun to. He kind of looks good as a Jazz player, I think. Here's Delonte West guarding him. Can't make a shot. Seeing Delonte West running the court for the Blazers.
About a minute played so far here in the first.
Joakim Noah. Ray Allen. Oh, he had it.
Now West, 6 to shoot.
This team could be a lot of fun to watch. This Blazers team. Can't make a shot though. Can't make a shot.
What the D was doing there, clearly a breakdown.
Here's Vince Carter though.
Like him, that good look.
Ah, PJ Tucker with the tip in.
Good read by BC, an elite big-time scorer.
Yeah, these two teams definitely look interesting this year. Definitely worth checking out. Here's Ray Allen for 3. This is it. Oh man, I jinxed it. George Hill.
Hill against West.
I think he was a starter last year for them, first-year starter last year. Here's David West drawing the foul. Yeah, David West has basically been their star. David West has emerged as the star for the Jazz. And now he has Vince Carter. Yeah, I don't know. I think this Jazz team could be definitely more interesting to watch than previous seasons. So here's David West at the free throw line.
And that one goes in.
We got to see Ray Allen make a 3 on the Blazers before we get out of here, I think. Give us that, please. 2K. Here it comes. Oh, that's too... Nope. Too far.
Back to West.
Noah. Oh, what was that? Bad pass. Steal. Vince Carter for 3. Hey! Vince Carter with his first points as a Jazz player. As a Jazzer? As a Jazz. Kind of weird, right? First player as a Jazz player. First, whatever. First points as a Jazz. All right, I'll shut up now. So we got a timeout. I'm hoping we can get at least a Ray Allen 3. Ray Allen on the Blazers. They haven't scored yet, though. That's kind of concerning. Durahim. Here we go. Boom. Ray Allen makes a 3 for the Blazers. That's what I need to see. Let's see if this game stays competitive, stays close. I feel like it could. These teams feel evenly matched. Let's see if I'm right. Let's get to the 5-minute mark. The 5-minute mark is just... Oh, it might still be close by a 5-minute mark. And yeah, okay, let's do it. No one fouled out. No one has fouled out. That's perfect. Let's watch the last 5 minutes of this game. Get Joakim Noah. All right.
Noah with
Got the screen.
Here's West. It's deflected.
Blocked by Petro.
With the efficiency he'd like to. Tough quarter for him.
Scoring drought for the Jazz. No points in the last 41 minutes. I think that's a mistake, 2K.
Setting the pick for Carter. Pass to West. Shot clock at 6. Back to Carter.
Got to make a decision.
Here's the 3. The rebound by Noah.
Noah, at this point in his career, Joakim Noah should start being in Defensive Player of the Year considerations.
Here's West.
That type of player at this point in his career. Ray Allen to Abdurrahim. Can't make that shot. Delonte West.
He's against Tucker. West finds Millsap.
Millsap to Noah. Abdurrahim in the low post. Makes the shot, draws the foul, and that is why he's been on the Blazers since the Clinton administration, as was pointed out in the chat. He can still do that kind of thing. That's why he's still there. Let's see if he can complete the and one. He does it. Tie game at 101.
Here's Hill. Passes it to Petra. West with the ball. Millsap covering. And that'll be 2 free throws.
Now West draws the foul.
And so he's picked up his final foul.
Oh wait, who did? Who picked up his final foul? Okay. Oh, we're gonna see Varejao for a little bit. Paul Millsap fouled out. Varejao and Joakim Noah is now the front court for the Blazers.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
That might hurt a little bit, not having Paul Millsap out here these last couple minutes.
Pass to Allen. Varejao.
Oh, he had a pass right there, Ray Allen. Yeah, that didn't work out. I mean, that was a good look for Raheem, but I feel like he had a chance to pass it to Ray Allen there.
And here is West. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Oh no! Bad alley-oop attempt all around.
But they need to get on the same page here.
Got PJ Tucker inbounding the ball. George Hill now handling it.
13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
George Hill missing the shot.
And for the Trailblazers, they're shooting about 47% here.
Can the Blazers make a bucket quick here? They slow things down.
Passes to West. Here's Allen. Pass to Noah.
Some good defense on Ray Allen so far. We've only been able to see him score 1-3. But Abdurrahim makes that shot in the post. Tying the game up.
The fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changes.
Vince Carter trying to drive. Some good defense by Ray Allen right there. George Hill, no, but David West tips it in.
And the Jazz lead by 2.
And in these big moments,
21 points for David West.
on your side. This man is fearless.
West against Hill. And there's the pass to Abdurrahim.
Raheem, no.
Missing the go-ahead bucket. To the middle.
George Hill, the alley-oop to Vince Carter. What a dunk by Vinsanity.
Finds an angle of attack and goes
Half man, half amazing. Age 35, still throwing it down like that.
Now here's Allen. There's Ja with a screen on Allen.
Ray Allen can't hit there. Can't connect. Vince Carter.
Here's Carter.
No, but Petro.
He's off on that one. Good defense that time from Noah.
Petro's been impressing me, though, so far for the Jazz. He might be all right as their center, at least jumping into this game.
The offensive rebound.
All about timing for West on
Couldn't pick up that rebound, though, right there. And then he gets fouled, and then he fouls Noah. So that's not ideal. But Petro's been showing me some good stuff here for the Jazz. So I think he could be a pretty solid center for them this season. Because I was a little bit worried about that, because the Jazz didn't really have much money for anybody else at starting center. So they signed Petro for not much money. Who's coming in now? We got no way. Come on. Antoine Walker. I can't get rid of this guy.
Who also chips in occasionally on the offensive end.
Antoine Walker
for the Trailblazers.
on a minimum deal with the Blazers.
Both shots good from the strike.
I feel like Antoine Walker, he must have been long gone out of the league by 2013.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
Inside Hill.
George Hill wide open. Can't hit it, though.
With the rebound.
Andrew Walker with the rebound. Okay.
Looks like he used up all his mates in the last quarter.
Allen gets to Walker. Walker with the screen for West. Here's a
Three, Abdurrahim. Yes. That is why he's still on the Blazers. He's still doing stuff like this.
The Jazz call time here. They're behind by one. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth.
What a shot.
Always intriguing to see what a coach draws up in this situation.
And we call those ATOs, or plays run after a timeout. They often make the difference in a game.
Let's skip this timeout, obviously. 10 seconds left for the Jazz.
There's 10 seconds left in the game.
Is it going to be George Hill with the final shot?
T2 from Hill.
He can't hit. Oh, Petro, not enough time. Wow. Poor Petro. He had the ball, but not enough time to put it up there. What a game.
Is this thing going to play out?
All right.
That'll do it for
So that's it for that game. That's it for that game. 35 points for Paul Millsap. Wow. Abdurrahim with 34. 34? What the hell? 14 points for Delonte West. And then Joakim Noah with 12 and 14. Ray Allen, not the best. Not the best numbers here for his debut as a Blazer. 10 rebounds for Matt Barnes. And if we check over here, we got 28 points for Vince Carter. Shout out the old men, right? 34 for Abdurrahim, 35 years old. And then you have 28 for Vince Carter, 35 years old. Delonte West with 21. Or David West, Jesus Christ. George Hill. Yeah. Pretty solid first game, I must say. Do we have a cover? I don't know. Really quickly. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool little shot of Vince Carter, but I don't know. Can't really get a good angle of him right there. Whatever. Let's move on. Let us move on to what was next. Bulls Knicks. Let's do that for a little bit. So the The
road
Knicks.
in the NBA can be a very unfriendly place, but
The Knicks have a really solid starting five, but they haven't won. They haven't gotten past the first round during the Miller era. So, and then we got David Lee on the Bulls. That's different, but gotta love me some Melo and Joe Johnson and DeAndre Jordan on this Knicks team. Nice defense by Pau Gasol at Madison Square Garden, which for some reason isn't full. But there's Carmelo Anthony with a three. Not a three. A baseline jumper. Baseline jumper.
And we've got some great games for you.
Kevin, one of my favorite days of the year. These fans have waited all summer to see.
So here's Corey Maggette
back in action
with the ball.
Feel the joy.
The screen. The steal. The tip by Jordan. And now Melo going the other way with it.
Anthony against Maggette.
Calling for an ISO.
Outside Anthony.
Can't make the shot though.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever
Ricky Rubio.
I hear you. That's a good
The
look.
pass to
When you're that
Lee.
wide open, you
Maggette.
gotta knock it down.
Now here is Maggette over Heinrich. No good from
Can't make the shot. DeAndre Jordan with the rebound. Anthony making the shot there. Making the layup.
He's got his second basket of the game.
A great job by Anthony keeping his balance, not allowing the contact to stop him from scoring.
And Rubio kicks to Maggette. Pass to Richardson. Lee sets a screen for Richardson.
There's Jay Rich. Oh, that's an awkward. Oh, wow, that went in. That was kind of an awkward pass. Like he was positioned way over here, but somehow makes that shot off glass.
To move the ball.
That was the 2K drive. As that move deserved another look.
And the awareness of his footwork.
And now here's Carmelo Anthony.
On that drive.
Hop step, missing the shot, but Gasol with the rebound, making the shot. You know, Gasol and DeAndre Jordan could be a very interesting front court too. Between those two guys, the rebounding, the size, the rim protection.
Quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Came in a screen on Johnson.
Jay Rich can't hit the jumper. Here comes Melo. Spin. What was that? When he saw that, when he did that spin move, I had a feeling it was going to go out of bounds.
Kevin, well, earlier I spoke with the Bulls head coach. He said he
A bad spot to do a spin move, if you ask me.
The first meeting between these two teams this year. So there'll be some feeling out.
Missed shot there by Corey Maggette. But here's a steal. Chris Kimmy getting blocked by fucking Pau Gasol.
Instincts and awareness at the offensive end.
Kirk Heinrich making a shot there. 8-2. Bulls only one field goal made so far. This is a really solid Knicks team. It's hard to score on this team, I guess. Or maybe it's just the Bulls who are...
Exactly, and if it's
not,
not there,
yeah, I don't know.
Make the next pass, keep the ball moving.
Jay Rich,
the offense a chance to do
Ricky
what it's
Rubio
designed
now.
to do, which is produce the best shot.
Now here's Rubio.
Jay Rich with the ball.
The second chance effort. Richardson, no.
Yeah, the Pau Gasol very active, rim protecting.
Well done. I'm sure the coach.
Now here's Carmelo Anthony making the shot. Got a timeout, Bulls. Bulls really aren't showing us much. Let's see if they do better with the simcast. They are not doing much better as I simcast this. It's a little bit closer. No, it's not, though. It's really not. Really, really not. The Knicks win 136-113. And 40 points for Carmelo Anthony, 11 assists. 31 points for Joe Johnson, 26 for Pau Gasol. Omar, what the hell? 23 points off the bench. That's crazy. DeAndre Jordan, 7 and 11, which is, what you expect from him. Yeah. Really good out of them. 24 for Maggette, 22 for Jay Rich. David Lee had 14 in his Bulls debut. And, yeah, the Knicks kicked ass. The Knicks definitely kicked ass. Maybe we can get a nice shot of Carmelo here. Yeah, that's a nice shot at Carmelo. Sweet. Done. All right. That's all we needed to see out of that game. Let's check out Mavericks Warriors. Bradley Beal. I mean, it's worth checking out Bradley Beal at least. So let's do that. We'll, hopefully he gets the ball.
The Mavs as they came through the tunnel earlier on.
Because he's playing with Baron Davis, and last year Baron Davis wouldn't give the ball to James Harden when he's on the Raptors, but hopefully that changes this year. Oh no, what am I talking about? Baron Davis on the Mavericks. Oh my god, bro. There's Baron Davis on the Mavericks, missing a shot. Bradley Beal's playing with Darren Collison. I had a Marv Albert moment just now. Okay, so here's Darren Collison.
Learning the new plays and terminology and possibly teammates.
We barely saw him last year, Darren Collison, on this Warriors team. He's got to get the ball up. There he goes. Rashard Lewis missing his shot. Not really a advantageous position to be in when you're getting past the ball with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Baron Davis guarded by Collison.
Pass to Stuckey. Just 5 on the clock.
Stuckey jab stepping. Stuckey for 3. Can't hit it. Eddie Griffin making the shot, drawing the foul. If you're not familiar with Eddie Griffin, in real life, I think he died in like 2007 or 2008. So he never really got to have a real career in real life. So it's cool to see him kind of have a pretty solid career in the sim. You know, he played for the Spurs for a couple seasons, although the Spurs didn't really do all that well with him at starting center. We'll see if his if he does any better here on the Mavericks. But Mavericks score first. Bradley Beal has the ball. Rookie Bradley Beal. Let's see if he gives us anything worth looking at. Got Jordan Hill.
Hill looking around. Back to Wallace. Passes it
To Beal.
5 to shoot. Lewis sets the pick for Beal.
For 3. Oh no! It rattled out. Bradley Beal. That was a good look, though. That was a good look.
Outside Butler. There's the triple. Lewis grabs the board.
Give me a Bradley Beal bucket. Come on. Yes, here we go. Bradley Beal with the bucket.
That was a nice pass from Lewis, demonstrating that he's more
Very
than
nice.
just a scorer.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
So here's Baron Davis now, getting past his defender, making the layup. Baron Davis still got some moves here. I feel like he'll have a better time on Dallas because he's not fighting for the ball with James Harden, you know, because James Harden on the Raptors obviously wants the ball a lot, so I feel like Baron Davis will have a chance to really score more on this team. Got a steal there for the Mavericks.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first.
Caron Butler.
Beal against Butler.
Baron Davis for 3. No.
Warriors with the rebound.
Rashard Lewis with the rebound.
Lewis outside. Outside Collison.
Collison.
Kicks to Hill.
Come on, Beal.
Wallace
Ducey.
outside.
Get it. Get open. Shoot it.
There's Beal with the 3.
Okay. He missed.
Grabs the miss.
It wasn't a good look, but I wanted to shoot it anyway.
Not the start they were looking for here.
Pass to Stuckey. Griffin a screen on Lewis. Top of the key, Griffin. Dishes
Griffin
it to
penetrating Villanueva.
Back to Griffin.
Back to Griffin.
The putback.
There's the putback dunk by Charlie Villanueva. All right, give me one more Bradley Beal highlight, please. That's what I want.
And here's Collison.
Can I get that?
Minutes, but nothing on the
Is
board
that
yet.
something I can do? That could happen.
Wallace with a screen on Davis.
Oh, here's a pass to Ben Wallace. Okay.
He's up and in off the pretty assist.
Not bad. I like that
Keeps it on the
move.
string,
Like that play.
Collison creating off the pick and roll.
Nice seeing Collison, the
Average,
facilitator.
leading by 3. Rodney Stuckey on the wing. Griffin finds Stuckey.
Don't step out of bounds. Okay.
Three-pointer.
Oh, Karan Butler with the 3.
He likes to get in a rhythm early.
All right, let's make this the last possession of this game. Unless it's close.
The pass to Wallace.
Beal's kind of hiding in the paint there. Okay, here he goes.
Against Villanueva. Hill, a screen on Stuckey. Beal.
Ah.
Comes out. Now the Mavericks
All
send
right.
it the other way.
All right, I'm done. We got a ring ceremony to get to. This is kind of close, though. If it's close at the 2-minute mark, I'll jump in. No, it's not close. Okay, 127-92. Final score, Karan Butler, 19 points. 18 for Baron Davis. And then Bradley Beal had 13 points in his debut. Sebastian Telfair with 19. Jordan Hill with 12. Darren Collison with 11. What's with the assists here? Bradley Beal with the most assists with 5. Huh. And then that was a cool layup, though. That was a cool layup by Bradley Beal, but they're not letting us see it, though. I want to get a better look at it. Okay, 2K. Wait, it's right there. No. Oh, here it is. Bradley Beal. That's not a good angle. All right, forget it. Never mind. All right. We got a couple more games left in the ring ceremony. So, Rockets, Celtics. Let's do that. Although, okay. Let's do it. So, yeah, Rockets, no Steve Nash, right? And then the Celtics, no Ray Allen. So there's these teams are going to be kind of interesting this year. Ben Gordon on the Celtics now. And then you have Mo Williams as the point guard. I want to see if Trace McGrady really pops off now, scoring-wise, now that he has no Steve Nash. But they definitely won't be as good as they were last year, is my prediction.
Chandler, pass to McGrady. Lock at 6. Shoots the 3. It's good.
McGrady, T-Mac, hitting the 3.
Especially when he's looking to shoot from the outside.
Interesting seeing Ben Gordon on the Celtics now. He can't make the 3 there.
And the Rockets take it the other way. Outside Williams.
Mo Williams, his Rockets debut as a starting point guard.
Takes a 3.
And he hits the 3.
And that's exactly
Not bad. Okay.
draining the triple.
Celtics on offense. 6-point game. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston.
Yeah, and a bit of a revenge game for them as they were swept in the 2-game season series.
Gordon gets the ball back.
And you know they might not be in the same conference, but as with any top team,
Here's a screen. Here's a 3-point attempt. It's a miss. Tyson Chandler gets the rebound. T-Mac for 3 again. And the Rockets are just shooting 3 after 3 and making them. They found out that 3 points is a bit more than 2 points. They just found that out, so they're centering their offense around that. Oh, and Isaiah Thomas is still the Celtics coach, by the way. Won the championship with them in 2009.
They need a good offensive
All right.
possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without
Can the Celtics make a bucket here? Yes, they can.
He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Some point guards will feel that contact and just take the trip to the line, but Teague was determined to draw the foul and convert the shot.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring.
Let's see if we get another T-Mac tray or a T-Mac highlight.
Pulling apart the defense, and racking up the points, too.
And I really liked how they
Shoot it.
moved the ball
Shoot it.
tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
Mo Williams holding onto the ball.
Screen by Baamute. It's
Oh,
Williams with
oh.
the drive. And again, it's
Mbamute with the 3.
It seems that every pass they make is
Let's just see one more Rockets possession, because this is kind of crazy. The 3-point barrage that we're getting from the Rockets right now, it's kind of awesome. Jeff T can't hit. All right, let's see if it happens again.
1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
Mbamute, that's a long 2, but it goes in. What is going on? I didn't change any sliders, you know.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone. Here
Obviously, I haven't changed any sliders since the last game. The Rockets are just draining everything. It's kind of amazing to watch.
Garnett outside. Back to Okafor. Outside T. This ball movement by Boston.
Ben Gordon can't hit.
As the Rockets gain possession.
Good, because I want to see more Rockets possessions.
Get some numbers for Paul Pierce. Coming off
Let's
a
get another
terrific
3.
season, he put up about
Shall
20
we?
points a game, 7 assists and 3 rebounds. And his playmaking really stands out.
Because yeah, they have a lot of guys who could score, who could shoot threes on this team.
Yeah, he's
All right, finally a miss. All right, we're done. But man, that was pretty fun. Seeing the Rockets hit that many threes. Maybe they're still pretty good. Judging off one game, although they're kind of blowing it right now against the Celtics. Celtics with a second life in this game. And the Celtics will actually win this game. 109-96. So much for that. 34 points for Trace McGrady. 2 for 7 from 3. Wilcox, 4 for 12. So I guess they didn't end up being all that great from beyond the arc. But it looked fun when it was happening. But, oh, wow. Steven Jackson, 16 points off the bench. Good for him. 26 for Paul Pierce, 24 for Kevin Garnett. Jeff Teague with 16, and 15 for Tim Thomas. So Ben Gordon with 14 points, 6 for 16, his Celtics debut. So, yeah, we are rolling along. I think we're halfway there. I think that was 4 games so far. Yeah, we're almost there. We got the Wizards Pistons. Wizards without Gilbert Arenas. Right? Without Gilbert Arenas, without Kevin Martin. They've gained Jameer Nelson. They've gained Mike Miller. Meanwhile, the Pistons, they got a really nice big 3. So with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan and Chris Bosh, so we got a lot to look at here between these two teams. Are the Wizards solid? Are they good, even without Gilbert Arenas? And just how much better did the Pistons get? There's Chris Bosh with a 3. Becoming more of a stretch 4 later in his career.
Nelson dishes to Young. Fry passes to Nelson.
Nelson, his Wizard debut. A lot of moving around.
Kicks it to World Peace.
Mike Miller hits the 3.
Back with their own three-pointer.
Mike Miller used to be on the Wizards in this sim. Now he's back.
Bosh, a screen on Nelson.
Here's Kyle Lowry passing it to Courtney Lee for 3. Everyone's hitting 3s. What's happening? Why? Well, what's happening, guys? What is this? I kind of like it, right? It's kind of. I kind of like where it's at.
That's a terrific answer.
Now here's Young.
I think I raised it to 60 during the playoffs just to make it more fun. And it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun seeing teams hit their 3s.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
Yao Ming.
Gotta appreciate the skill set Ming brings to the table. Knows no one can match up against him and simply lofting these inside shots up and in.
Now here's DeRozan. Passes to Lowry.
Kyle Lowry with the ball now, getting the screen from Kristich.
Kept the line.
Can't hit the shot, but Kristich with an insane rebound.
Gets to DeRozan. Just about
DeMar to
2 minutes into the game,
Kristich.
first quarter of basketball. Here's Kristich.
Turns around.
Shot, and it's
Makes the
good on the way.
basket.
Well, I think this is the start they wanted. Come out and put some points up early. 3 or 4 so far.
And here's Nelson. Miller outside. Nice ball movement by Washington. And a miss there on the triple.
Chris Bosh with the rebound.
To bother that three-point attempt.
Bosh dishes to DeRozan. Now the pass to Lowry.
DeRozan to Lowry. At the wing, holding on to the ball. Gets the screen from Chris Bosh. Gets blocked by Yao Ming. Why would you even attempt that shot with Yao Ming defending you like that?
Using that huge reach to block or
Questionable choice. Meta World Peace with the missed three.
Detroit leading by 3. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played.
Kristich
Outside DeRozan.
to DeRozan. To Chris Bosh.
Shoots from the elbow. Bosh can't get it to go.
It's a miss by Chris Bosh there.
Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on it.
Nelson kicks to World Peace. Here's Yao.
Yao Ming turns around, misses the shot.
For Detroit, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Pass to Bosh.
Bosh against Channing Frye. Getting blocked by Yao Ming. Why are you even trying against Yao Ming, guys? Who do you think you are?
Here's Nelson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Picked by Yao. Outside World Peace. Wizards.
The pass to Frye.
And again, Washington no good.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give them that much room. They're fortunate.
Yikes. Bad pass in the fast break.
Here come the Wizards.
Mike Miller.
Miller's got the ball.
Can't hit that
And off the
shot.
back rim, no good. Bosh will bring it up for Detroit. And of course, game 1 of the season.
DeMar DeRozan.
Real look at the Wizards.
To Chris Bosh. Who makes the shot. All right, I'm kind of... What's with these fools trying to... These fools getting blocked by Yao Ming. He's right in your face. Like, what did you expect? Somewhat close game, but I don't think it's going to be close enough to warrant a jump. Let's give it a shot, unless somebody fouled out. I think we're good on that. Okay. Let's do it. 3 minutes. We can handle this, right? Kyle Lowry.
Lowry feeling it
Pistons
out
up by 4.
Pass to Bosh.
Chris Bosh, the charity stripe. Trying to penetrate. Making the shot. All right, yeah, with Channing Frye on him. That's a much better attempt. 28 for Chris Bosh thus far.
The Wizards decide to talk it over. Chris Bosh really making a difference here.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow
And that's,
him down.
you know, that
Wizards making a switch.
someone
here.
asked me, like, why Chris Bosh to the Pistons? But we're seeing, like,
David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Chris Bosh isn't the third wheel here. You know, if anything, he's the star on the Pistons. And then you have Kyle Lowry and you got DeMar DeRozan. You know, I think between the three of them, I think Chris Bosh is more of a 1A on this team, and I think that's fun. This is a fun little wrinkle. Got a missed shot there by Kyle Lowry.
Defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
Miller with a screen on Lee. Passes it to Yao.
There you go, Yao Ming making a basket, having a nice game so far. 18 points.
Yao is a great option. He just goes on the attack.
The pass to Kristich.
Kristich to DeMar DeRozan for 3.
Rebound by Yao.
He usually likes to hang out in the mid-range. Mike Miller for 3. Oh, yeah.
Assist from Nelson.
And the Wizards
Nelson's got 5 assists in the game.
regained the lead. Or I guess they gained the lead for the first time. I thought they had the lead before
You want the ball in his hands
in the
here
first
because they
quarter.
Trust him to hit all the big shots.
Looking to end his cold spell.
Lowry to Bosch.
And the shot goes in.
That was good.
30 points
That was a
for Chris
good
Bosh.
shot.
And right now, shouldering the
Chris
load,
Bosh is pretty good.
looks at a tough situation and says,
I think I like the fact that he's on the Pistons. I'm sorry.
Fantastic drive one more time.
No, I don't apologize.
bucket they needed. Close game in the second half. Great finish on that one.
Mike Miller for 3, though, again. Nah, that's not
They
right.
get it back.
But Channing Frye gets the rebound. And Yao Ming with the bucket.
Yao's got 20 points.
And again, it's Yao Ming. I mean, we always
1 minute left. Wizards up by 1.
but Yao also has terrific touch.
Lowry drawing the foul.
2 shots coming up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Good on the first, and that ties the game up.
The experience, the poise, Lowry more than prepared to step up in these moments.
And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead.
And you just knew he wasn't going to miss that one. Not with so much riding on it.
Time called here.
So we got a 92-91 game. Pistons up by 1.
They trail by 1. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
Jameer Nelson
Now Nelson.
guarded by Lowry.
There's
Get some
45
help.
seconds
Oh
left
my
in the fourth
God,
quarter.
that's stupid.
Detroit takes possession.
That shit is stupid. Stupid 2K.
Mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
Well,
44
shit.
seconds left to play in the final quarter.
That sucks.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Kyle Lowry drawing the foul on Yao Ming. He went after Yao Ming, got the foul called in his favor.
That's on Yao Ming.
Oh, such a crafty player.
Smart.
Lowry excels
That was a really smart play by Kyle Lowry.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2.
Just going right after Yao Ming like that. Baiting him.
And so he drops them both. It's
We'll
a
see if the
3-point
Wizards can. They got Mike Miller. He's a hell of a sniper from deep. They got Channing Frye as well, who can shoot from outside. Meta World Peace definitely has the capability, although he's more hot cold, more streaky.
They're down by
And you got
3.
Jameer. So they got a lot of guys who can shoot
28
threes,
seconds left in the fourth quarter.
can maybe tie this game. So it's going to be very interesting to see how things play out here. A lot of people who can get the ball in this situation.
We've got 28 seconds left.
Oh
Over
no!
the intentional foul.
2 huge blunders by the Wizards. You know, sometimes it's more interesting to simcast it. Yeah, it's over. Never mind. 98-91, 30 points for Chris Bosh, 11 rebounds, 16 for Swaggy P, 13 for Courtney Lee, 12 for Kyle Lowry, 9 and 10 for DeMar DeRozan. It really is starting to feel like his 84 overall it should be higher, because this is not DeMar DeRozan. Maybe in the playoffs, but not in the regular season. He shouldn't be playing like this. Yao Ming with 20 and 11. Mike Miller really kind of didn't really do much other than those couple of threes that we saw. And Jameer Nelson, 11 points in his debut as a Washington Wizard. And okay, let's move right along to, wow, is it Thunder? Let's see. Yeah, Thunder versus the Milwaukee Bucks. We got a couple interesting games here before we get to Clippers Cavaliers, which is interesting by itself. So let's do Thunder versus the Bucks. You got Gilbert Arenas, you got Kevin Durant on the same team. Let's go.
The starting lineup for the visiting Oklahoma City Thunder. At shooting.
And a slow start out of the gate for a few teams. We thought, Greg, we're going to be title contenders.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're
All right, let's go. Okay.
you play down to your competition.
All right, Gilbert
It's not
Arenas.
just be a wake-up call. I think ultimately these clubs, though,
You know, I'm interested in seeing if
Now,
like
here's Durant.
Arenas and Durant on the same team. Does that mean fewer points per game for Durant?
Sends it back.
Or having a star like Gilbert Arenas, will that will that make Kevin Durant score more? I don't know.
Arenas
Missed shot there by Ridnour.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Gilbert Arenas.
He dishes it to KD. Outside Martin.
KD to Kevin Martin.
Outside
Back to
Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas.
Just
Gets the
4 to
screen.
shoot. Oklahoma City needs to get off
Kevin Martin for three. Yes, sir.
Assist by Arenas.
Arenas, a wizard with the rock.
And just about a minute into the first quarter.
I think Gilbert Arenas on this other team. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Here's Manu missing the shot. Bargnani with the rebound.
KD passes to Arenas. KD sets the pick for Arenas. Back to Durant. There's the dish to Martin. Shot clock at 6. Fires from deep. And the Thunder
Ooh,
on
man.
another 3.
I
KD.
think we're all aware of Durant's in the gym range as a shooter. I mean, seriously, I don't think there's a shot he can't make.
Then we got Ginobili
Ginobili against Martin.
penetrating. Can't get that shot to fall, but draws the foul. Kevin Martin fouls him.
Team foul.
Milwaukee shooting their first free throws of the game.
Ginobili taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And whether he's starting or coming off the bench, Ginobili makes an impact. The type of player any team would love to have.
And both free throws good for Ginobili.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter.
KD. Oh, that would have been so awesome if he just made that.
Looking for his guys to put up a terrific performance.
Now we got Ginobili.
Especially at the defensive end. He said we want to use
Top
our
of the
length
key.
and athleticism to protect
Pass
the
to
rim.
Ridnour.
Make it hard for shooters
Dirk
to get clean
Nowitzki.
looks. This is the first meeting of the season between these two guys. We'll see how
Getting past Carlos Boozer for the layup. Check it out. 34-year-old Dirk
It's
Nowitzki
going to come down to hustle.
beating his
And in this league,
defender
you have to be very
to make the
quick to
layup.
rotate when you're in help.
And that's why communication is so important. Guys have to talk to each other.
There's Kevin Durant trying to get past Luau Deng. The pass to Gilbert Arenas. Bobbles the ball. Can't make the shot. It was, you know, kind of an awkward possession to begin with.
For Milwaukee, they've gone
Didn't really work out for them there.
This one so far. Dang dishes to Aldridge.
The block by Bargnani there. Now here's Gilbert Arenas. Bargnani screen. Arenas with the miss.
Dang with the rebound.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the recoverage pay.
Passes it to Ridnour.
Shot clock winding down. The pass. Dirk Nowitzki guarded by Boozer again. Beating his defender again. Making the layup off glass.
Lays it in. Nowitzki's got his second.
Boozer can't quite keep up with Dirk.
6 from the field.
And that is a problem.
KD, that's for 2. The Thunder with another
KD
miss.
missing some
Well,
shots
that's got
here.
to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling, and he still
I know he
misses.
can't make everything,
Boy, he wishes
but
he
for a
had that
while
back.
there, last season, it felt like he was making everything.
Here's Dang from the corner. And too long on the
Dirk
shot.
with the miss. Let's see if we can get a fun highlight here.
He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Gilbert Arenas.
Outside Arenas. Bargnani up top.
Pass to Bargnani.
Shoots over Aldridge.
Can't make the shot. Rebound. Dirk. Dang with the ball now.
In the corner, it's Ginobili. Back to Dang.
Manu to Dang.
Nowitzki left side.
Dirk against Carlos Boozer again. The pass. Dang.
It's Ridnour, top of the key.
Missed shot there, but Dirk
Down it goes. His third down.
with the rebound and bucket. We got a timeout. Let's see if this game stays close. The Thunder had a lead there, but the Bucks took it back. And the Bucks are going to win pretty handily. 129-113. Dirk Nowitzki with 38 points and 17 assists. So he's 34 years old, and he is going strong. And yeah, when you have no Penny now, he's just the de facto top dog in Milwaukee, and he's scoring a lot. 24 for Kevin Durant, 21 points and 14 assists from Gilbert Arenas. So not a bad debut for him. 17 for Kevin Martin, which is also a pretty nice scoring display out of him. I don't know if we have any good. We don't have a good Gilbert Arenas. OKC Thunder. Screenshot possibility doesn't look like. Okay, we got 2 games, and then we're calling it a day. Calling it a night. We got Spurs, Lakers. We got Clippers, Cavaliers. So let's do this. First, the big 3 in LA. We got to get a chance to see that. Dwight Howard and Kobe and Chris Paul. No disrespect to America, but we're skipping the national anthem. No disrespect to Dijon.
Welcome everybody to the
We're skipping that too.
And I know this is a matchup break.
All right.
To get the purists revved up, these are 2 of the best passing teams in the league.
And that translates to 2 of the smartest teams
So the Spurs win the tip-off.
in the league. Both squads like to spread the touches.
Let's see how this goes. Let's see just how much better the Lakers look now with Dwight Howard.
Over Paul. Westbrook can't
Got a
get
missed
it to
shot there.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Chris Paul hitting the 3 off the bat.
Out at the arc. If he likes the look, he can drain it from range.
Stevenson outside. To the paint.
McGee makes the bucket there. Nice pass from Stevenson, although it was nearly tipped and stolen.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And a great job to get that angle on a tremendous drive.
Saves Chris Paul.
That he had taking it to the rim there sets the tone in a close game like this.
Can't make that shot. Chris Paul not really passing the ball yet. That's early.
1 minute played.
Just 2 possessions so far for the Lakers.
Stevenson kicks to Westbrook.
Can't judge too harshly. Russell Westbrook can't make that shot either. Boris Diaw with the rebound.
Diaw against McGee. Diaw the pass to Paul.
Chris Paul missing the layup.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his
Westbrook.
way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that
What's with these jumpers that he's settling for? Come on, man. You're young. Make a layup. Make a dunk.
Bryant finds Diaw. Back to Kobe from 11 feet away. The shot, no good. And the Spurs going the other way now.
So far, Lakers not very impressive, but it's early.
rivals, I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
Got plenty of opportunity here, guys, to get on each other's backs.
Hayward to Aldridge. Double teamed. Hayward can't hit the 3. This has been a little underwhelming, but here's Dwight Howard with the dunk in transition. That we want to see more of.
And his leadership skills are unquestioned. That guy would be a joy to play
The
with.
Chris Paul, Dwight Howard connection.
Pass to Westbrook. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the Lakers get called for the foul. This is his first.
This could be a really fun rivalry too. Russell Westbrook and the Spurs, Chris Paul, and the Lakers.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps
Battle
up there,
of the
you feel good about
all-star point guards.
And Russell Westbrook drops them both.
And at the line, it's all about.
All right, let's see if we can get some more fun highlights from this Lakers team. Haven't really seen much from Kobe Bryant at all.
Here's Paul. McGee.
Paul getting blocked. I mean, what are these? What's going on here?
of ground. Very useful.
Although we got a foul here. Non-shooting foul.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock.
Lamar Odom.
Howard setting the pick for Odom. And 2 free throws
Yeah,
coming
Kobe
up.
Bryant
Unable to
just
get
kind of
them
just kind of standing there, not really involved in any of these plays so far.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
2 shots.
I mean, he's being guarded by Deshaun Stevenson, right? So
And he knocks
solid
down the
defender,
first
but that doesn't mean he shouldn't be getting any attention his way, right? So kind of curious as to why that's happening.
one. And Odom drops him.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Paul against Westbrook. And it's Aldridge, top of the key.
Marcus Aldridge guarded by
Stevenson
Diao.
outside.
Now Stevenson.
Aldridge with a screen on Kobe. Here's the lob to Aldridge.
Okay, here we go.
For an alley-oop.
Fast break, Chris Paul.
There to stop. Down low.
Give it to Kobe. He misses, gets his own rebound and dunks it.
How about the foul?
That's more like it.
Working the defense.
All right, let's see if this game stays close, because we do have a ring ceremony to get to. We're all invited to take a look. But I would love it if this game was close. Oof, the Lakers just went on a run. But the Spurs are catching up. It's a 3-point game now. This could be fun if it stays a close game. Tie game. Let's get to the 5-minute mark. Let's get to the 5-minute mark. Okay. Close enough. All right, tie game, 92-92. Wait, let me just make sure. I'll just do it from here. Everyone's still in the game. That matters. Looks like it. Okay.
Pass to Westbrook
Stevenson to Russell Westbrook.
to take the lead. And that one
Awkward
is a
looking
good
layup
team
there.
by Howard. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
Chris Paul.
Paul with the three. And the
Getting the
Lakers
three.
get it
What a
back.
rebound by
Goes back up.
Dwight Howard.
Nice touch on
And the putback. 94-92 now the score.
Sensational at hitting the glass. Howard has
29 points for Dwight Howard.
when he goes after
It's
those
fantastic debut so far for him. Fadeaway for us. What are these jump shots? What's going on with Russell Westbrook right now? That's what I want to know.
rebounds. His frustration.
Some bizarre shot
Diao.
choices from Russell
Here's
Westbrook.
Howard.
Shot selection.
Excellent D that time there from McGee.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Now here's Aldridge.
Westbrook trying to call for the ball, but Aldridge is kind of doing his own thing. What is that? No, guys.
The Lakers
Not a
in the
great
lead. Odom with
possession
it.
there for the
By
Spurs.
Odom dishes to Kobe. LaMarcus
Kobe
Aldridge
can't make
grabs the
that
miss.
basket. Again, not the best,
Aldridge has got 8 rebounds in this game.
selection there.
Westbrook against Paul. Westbrook passes to Hayward.
Hayward for three. No.
Doesn't go in. Had a chance though to take the lead. And so Bryant will bring it up for Los Angeles.
3:15 left. Botched alley-oop. Come on, guys.
Westbrook against Paul. Westbrook
There's a
with the
layup by
buzzer.
Westbrook. That's what you want to see more of out of Westbrook. 18 points, 50% field goal percentage. So I guess when we're not actually watching him, he's more efficient because he's been making some bad choices when we actually catch the games. He does get a steal there. Setting the offense.
Passes it to Hayward.
The pass to Hayward, wide open for a three. Yes. Great play. That's what you want to see. I like seeing Hayward starting to feel more into the Spurs offense. You know, a reliable threat from beyond the arc. So I feel like I like the three, the quote-unquote big three in the Spurs. Westbrook, Gordon Hayward, Marcus Aldridge. I feel like they all have their place. They all have different skill sets that really complement each other, which should mean they make the playoffs, but you never know. Blocked by McGee there. So far, the Spurs have been, you know, toe-to-toe with the Lakers so far. Westbrook makes that shot over Chris Paul. 5-point game in L.A.
Paul surveying the floor.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Only Westbrook could have been more patient on that play.
Example for younger players. CP3 defines what it means to be a pro.
Chris Paul fired up.
Gets the first, that shrinks
Some
the
pretty
margin
crucial
to
free
just
throws with 2 minutes left to go.
CP stepping up to the line, looking unflappable. Not much gets to the veteran point guard.
Can make this a 3-point game.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Getting it done at the line.
So back to a one possession.
Could be huge in a tight game like this.
Let's see how the Spurs respond.
Westbrook against Paul. Outside Westbrook. Lets it go from the wing. And
Westbrook again. So Westbrook's starting to turn it on a little bit, making some nice shots in the mid range. Now here's Kobe. We haven't seen enough of him yet in this game. Only one basket we saw him do. That we saw him make, I should say. Now the Spurs with the ball back. Westbrook penetrating, dunking over Kobe. Well, kind of. I guess more over Chris Paul. Man. Wow. I mean, Westbrook's a star now. He's a legit star. Paul, though, can't the three. Lakers ball? Okay. Could have gone into either way, but.
1:10 left in the fourth quarter. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Here's Howard.
Boy, that long
Oh, boy.
allows him to
Howard right there. Can't make that basket. That was big, too. That
Ball against Westbrook.
might end up being the game right there, actually. Here's Westbrook again. Oh, getting bumped by Howard. Lakers got to move fast here.
Got to give points.
And what a dunk. An alley-oop, Dwight Howard.
You know, he's been in these tight spots before. Howard loves being the one to make the right decision in the clutch.
Gonna get an intentional foul. Yeah, I really don't like it. It feels like Kobe has now become like the third wheel here.
At the line for the Spurs.
We haven't really seen Kobe do much with this new setup, this big three setup.
Increases their lead to 6.
I'm hoping it's not going to affect his stats too much too. But at the same time, you know, Lakers trying to be, you know,
He hits both free throws
the best in the West, right? Not even that. It's more so can they beat the Cavaliers in the finals when it comes to that, right? Is Dwight Howard enough of a threat to overcome the fact that the Cavs have Tim Duncan, right, with LeBron and Dwayne Wade? So that's why it was important to make this move for the Lakers. But at the same time, I'm just a little worried about Kobe on this team.
Odin dishes to Kobe. Pass the ball.
See, it's all Chris Paul. All Chris Paul. Okay, finally Kobe. Can't make the shot. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could just could have left them around the clock. But 31-13 for Dwight Howard, 24-11 for Chris Paul, 18-10 for Kobe. I mean, maybe it's a simple thing where I have to just mess with the shot tendencies a little bit to make sure Kobe's getting more, because ever since Chris Paul joined the team, it's been a struggle. Chris Paul's been absolutely crushing it, and they won a championship together. So you really can't. It's a sacrifice, you know. It is what it is. No one on the bench scored for the Lakers, by the way. That's a problem. That is going to be a problem moving forward. So, but the Spurs won 26 from Aldridge, 24 from Russell Westbrook, Calderon with 14 off the bench. They have good bench players, the Spurs do. So, yeah, the Lakers, what they have now, they might need to do more work with this roster because, first of all, they're going to need to make sure Kobe gets more looks on offense, although he didn't have a great game, 6 for 17. And he is 34, so, you know, maybe, I don't know, is the wheels coming off? Are the wheels coming off here? I don't know. I think it's too early to say, but I don't know if forcing Kobe to be the number one option, is that a mistake, actually? Should he be the number 3 option at this point of his career? You can make the argument that maybe that's the case, but, yeah. All right, let's move on to the ring ceremony. And then we'll see if the Cavs game is any good. Cavs, Clippers. Interesting matchup. Clippers are a very interesting team. Hopefully they're good this season. But let's get into the ring ceremony. If you're still here, we made it. If you're not here, you're probably watching the live stream post live. No longer live if you're not watching right now. So let's do it. I'm gonna press X. And now I'm not going to touch anything because I don't want to mess this up.
And now the presentation of the award ceremony. The head coach of your home team.
Garrett Nance, the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe they won 62 games last season and then had a kind of crushed the East on their way to the championship, on their way to the finals, and then beat the Lakers handily in 6 games. Why is he wearing Hornets pants? That doesn't make any sense. Why is he wearing a Hornets jersey? That's weird. But Patty Mills hasn't really done much on this team. Why are they all wearing Hornets jerseys? You're ruining it. Stop ruining it for us. Luckily, that jacket covers it, but I think they're wearing Hornets jerseys, guys. That's not cool. What the hell's happening?
Gerald Henderson.
I almost want to... We'll let it play out because I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to screw this up. But this is weird because the coach is wearing Cavs clothes, but the championship Cavaliers are all wearing Hornets jerseys or Hornets warm-ups. Not cool. But let's just let this play out because I don't know. Might screw up the ring ceremony if I try to interfere. Just a little weird. It's a little weird. Shawn Marion, though, big contributor to this team late in his career. Getting his ring from his coach. And here's Dwayne Wade getting his first ring. Dapping up Adam Silver. You know, I'm not even gonna concern myself with the fact that they're wearing Hornets jerseys. If it turns out they're wearing Hornets jerseys in the game, we'll just call it a day. It's just a fun, silly, stupid thing that 2K made us do. A glitch. But Tim Duncan winning his third ring is fun. Here's LeBron James winning his first ring. Maybe not his last ring. We'll see if he can win more in this league. But hell of a career so far in this sim. And congratulations to him. And yeah, look, they're all wearing Hornets pants. It's like not right, guys. That ain't cool. But it says Cleveland Cavaliers world champions, so that they didn't screw that up. They didn't screw that up. So, all right, now I'm curious. They're gonna wear their Cavs jerseys, though, right?
And tonight we've got the Clippers playing against Cleveland. I'm Kevin Harlan.
All right, let's see what happens.
Mark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David
Yeah, they're wearing that. What the hell was that? Why were they wearing Cavs warm-ups then? I mean, Hornets warm-ups. Why were they wearing Charlotte Hornets warm-ups? I don't understand. Because now everything is normal. Go figure.
Wade against Richardson. Now here's Wade. Defense right on him. And it's Marion at the elbow. Clock at 6. Here's James. Rebound by the Clippers.
So LeBron James missing the first Cavs possession. Let's see how the Clippers look. Quentin Richardson missing the shot there. Blake Griffin, Brook Lopez. Neither of them can get a shot to go down. Bibby to Duncan to LeBron James. Can't make the shot.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
John Wall.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Pass to Griffin.
To Blake Griffin.
A fader.
Very nice. Very nice jumper from
Griffin's got the opening basket of the game for Los Angeles.
And Mike Bibby handling the ball.
A chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I was able to catch up with the head coach for the
now there's LeBron James making that shot for Cleveland, their first points of the season.
See how that works out. If they don't
The
adjust,
championship defending
well, Kevin, that's
Cleveland
the right
Cavaliers.
idea, considering his explosive
You know,
team.
early on in this sim,
Thanks so much, David.
there was like one or two
Following the basket
followers of this sim that were Cavaliers fans, and I wish they were still actively watching the sim because their team won the championship. So hopefully they end up watching the rest of the series at some point.
Posey dishes the wall. High post Lopez lets it go from 11.
Brook Lopez misses. Rebound Duncan.
Just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
Bibby kicks to LeBron. Pass to Wade. Well, every team trying to still figure out, Greg, their playing time. At what point do you feel?
Oh, Dwayne Wade loses the ball. Blake Griffin now has it. The pass to John Wall.
Not too far into the season.
Quentin Richardson making the 3. 5-2 Clippers.
John Wall to make. As soon as he spots his teammate wide open, he's dropping that dime on time and on target.
Here's LeBron. It's a three-point game.
Dwayne Wade
And here's Wade over Richardson. And
can't make the shot. Blake Griffin with the rebound.
Now Wall. And he could not get that one to go.
Drawing the foul from Tim Duncan is John Wall.
Tim Duncan picks
We get to talking to from LeBron James. I'm sure Tim Duncan appreciates that.
In this league, I mean, he's lightning quick as a point guard, and he has tremendous.
The other thing I find
defensive
interesting
instinct.
about Tim Duncan being on the Cavaliers is the fact that, you know, he's like 35, well, 34, 35 years old, so he's got only a couple of years left, you would think, before he retires, and then the Cavaliers will have to
And
figure
that one
something out
falls for
from
John
there.
Wall.
So, different than like Greg Oden being on the team or Chris Bosh, where those guys probably could have stayed on the Cavaliers through the 2010s. Like,
And so Wall
in a
nails
couple
both.
of years, the Cavaliers will have some decisions to
Just
make.
under 3.5
When
minutes
Tim
gone
Duncan
in
starts
the
to
first
approach
quarter.
40 years old, you know what I mean?
James about
So, yeah, it should be interesting in a couple of seasons to see if this Cavaliers team do we have the same big three as we had. I do want LeBron to have a solid chunk of years on the Cavaliers though, because he should be, you know, one of the all-time Cavalier greats, and he can't be that if he only played for 4 seasons. I'll still give him a Lakers period later in his career, but I want to see him have a nice, solid tenure with the Cavaliers. But Dwayne Wade, you know, maybe Dwayne Wade ends up somewhere else in a few seasons when his contract is due. It all depends if the Cavaliers can transition into another kind of big three, you know.
Makes the first.
And, you know, this guy simply
It'd be
does
interesting to
not
see if
age.
there's a smooth
LeBron
way to
remains
do
a
that.
dominant force in this league, despite
Especially when,
being in
you know,
the
every
league
year
since
LeBron James is
2003.
going to want to be in the finals, right? So the Cavaliers will have to keep making moves to stay finals contenders. And then you got Sean Marion as well, who's getting
And
pretty
that's
old.
good as he hits both of
Getting
his
pretty
shots.
old. Mike
Really
Bibby.
always a plus to have a big guy
So,
stroke it from the line like
yeah, they're
that.
going to have to
Soft
address some
touch
things.
on full
They'll
display.
probably have to replace Mike Bibby after this year.
The pass to post. Lopez with the ball.
Maybe even Sean Marion. So the
To the
Cavaliers
left side wing.
definitely can win 70 games this season, maybe even more than that, like 72 and 10.
Stolen by Duncan.
See a steal by Tim Duncan. But see, you know, next season beyond,
Here's Marion.
you'll see Marion making that shot. That counts.
To make it a three-point play.
Draws the foul,
Is an energizer. Constant
or gets fouled. Really, I don't know if he drew the foul, but
the glass with
yeah. So you got a lot of guys on this Cavaliers team that's, you know, well over 30 years old,
A season ago, 87%
and
from the line.
so there's going to be quite a bit of turnover in the next couple of
He was
seasons.
such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
A free throw drops for Sean Marion.
Then you got Patty Mills on the bench. I'd imagine Patty Mills, maybe he gets a chance to take over as point guard in a few
Lopez
seasons.
a screen on Bibby. Here's Wall. And he can't stop
Because,
the
you know,
run as he
they're not going to be
misses.
able to,
You know, they don't score on that shot. but
they'll
they're-
always need a big, right?
Here's Wade over Richardson.
Like a star big.
There's Dwayne Wade on the assist by LeBron.
You know, I think the passing skills of
Like in order
LeBron
for this
are
team to
the
really
greatest
be
asset, and he's
dominant.
got
As you
some
see,
great ones in
Dwayne
addition
Wade
to that, but his
with a
passing
nice bucket
is
there.
otherworldly. When you get open, he gets it to
All
you.
right, let's see if this game ends up being close, or will the Cavaliers dominate? Looks like the Cavaliers will dominate 115 to 88. 27 points for Sean Marion, 18 rebounds, 23 points for Tim Duncan, 16 rebounds, 8 rebounds by Dwayne Wade. What was going on with the Clippers? No one was doing shit rebounding wise. Damn, where was Brook Lopez with 1 rebound? I guess, yeah, he really wasn't much of a rebounder, was he? That might be what's hurting the Clippers. They got killed on the boards That yeah, maybe that's a front court that doesn't work. Blake Griffin and Brooke Lopez. So yeah, the Clippers got smoked, and Blake Griffin only with 11 points, which is not great at this point of his career. But that said, he was guarded by Tim Duncan, so can't judge too harshly. What were his numbers last year? 17 points per game. Not bad. All right. That's it, though. That's it for this live stream. Hope you enjoyed it. We got to see kind of a bizarre ring ceremony with the Cavaliers wearing Hornets warm-ups, but we went through all the rosters. We checked out, what was it, 8 games. There's probably, 8 more games to check out. But I'll do that. I'll capture that. 1, 2. I can go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Jesus Christ. 13, 14. Okay, 14 teams left. Yeah, that's enough for an episode on its own, I guess. So yeah, I will capture games, opening weekend games with these teams on my own time. Maybe I'll include these teams too, so I can still include all 30 NBA teams. But yeah, I'm gonna start capturing the 2013 season starting tomorrow, and all throughout the week. And I don't know when I'll live stream again. I definitely want to I definitely want to live stream at the start of the 2014 season. The 2013 finals would be fun to live stream. I don't know if it'll make sense to do that though, if I'm going to be capturing in between. So I'll have to see what makes sense before I decide when's a good time to live stream. So, all right, but thank you very much, those of you who attended, those of you who were in the chat, Jason and was it Braxton? Thank you very much for contributing and for watching, and for those of you who've stayed quiet. If there's any other of you who are been watching this stream, I appreciate you watching it, and those of you who will watch it later, again, appreciate that as well. And yeah, I'll be back with more episodes as soon as I edit them and narrate them. I'll be back with more episodes to drop. So hope you're looking forward to that. I am looking forward to dropping them for you when they are ready to be dropped. So that's it. 2013 season on its way. A lot of interesting developments going on, but that's for another day. Thank you very much for watching. Like this video if you haven't already. And if you've somehow watched this stream and you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Just do it. All the cool kids are doing it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been real. Oh, only one person's watching. Thanks, one person. Bye, guys. Bye, guy.